Hello everyone and welcome to another stream of Laurence Plays Factorio Space Exploration. So I've been doing, as I think I threatened after the last stream, or at the end of the last stream, I've been having a bit of a play around with how everything's hooked up here in the space station, and I've completely redesigned how the rockets are coming in and how they're being unloaded. I did go through a sort of an in-between design where the rockets were being where I kept all of the landing pads where they'd been beforehand, but tried to wrangle all of the trains in to get to join in around them, and in the hope that that would make some sort of form of sense. Um, Turns out it didn't. Not only did it not make sense and look horrendously ugly, it also didn't work. So I've completely rethought it, and we now have this system you can see here, where essentially there's a miniature station and and landing pad for each individual resource. So each of these is a separate thing. So up here at the top we've got the data card substrate things, for example, which I appear not to have any of, which is interesting. Then we've got the glass, which again, oh, oh, I see. These should not be programmed. Let's deprogram these before I confuse myself. Uh, there's always a save at the wrong time. I should probably make those a bit less frequent. So okay, here we go. Here we've got rough data substrates coming in here. They land in every time there's, in theory, if I've named this, I haven't named this one yet. That's sort of awkward. I thought I'd gone through and done all of these. So for each one of these, I've named them appropriately, so the right things should get dropped in whenever they empty, and they'll then empty out into the warehouse, and then when a train turns up, it'll pick up from there as well. A few of them I had a bit of extra stuff left over, so I've shoved in a load of chests here that I'm just gonna they'll get transferred over as and when they're ready. And so I've got basically it's exactly the same setup as before. So I've got over here I've got things like coal, ice, cryonite, beryllium, vulcanite, low density structures, and so on. So all of the different things that I've been bringing up before are in this neat array here. There's a couple of little things I considered as I was doing it. The first one is these belts coming off here. I very deliberately put these three in the places they are because these resources are needed to be shipped down here to my fluid handling area, the petrochem area. And then I've just kept building up and building up until I had enough of them. There's a slight potential problem up here in that this now is rather close to the memory card producing facility here. This isn't ideal. However, it's sort of I'm just going to have to deal with it for now, I think. Hopefully, I won't need more of these machines than there is room for, which is, well, this many. We'll see how that goes once we start actually using memory cards up at an appropriate rate. But for now, fingers crossed, I guess. I suppose I can put that piece of belt back in and just start this machine up. And what else have I done? What else have I done with this? Oh yes, as a sort of a side effect from this, taking all of this over to the LTN type system, I'm now, rather than shipping the recycled resources from here back up, there was a long pipe going across here and a long belt going across here and then up here and feeding in round this way into the station that was here. I'm now going to be setting up LTN stations down here as well. So I've got an LTN station here that actually needs a bit of debugging, that's bringing in the vulcanite. I've got one here that's going to be getting rid of the biosludge. There's one here that needs hooking up, but is going to get rid of the the space water, whatever it's called. You know the stuff I mean. And I'm not using LTN for this recycling input station here because I just thought I'll stick with the full train that can go off and just pick up whatever it needs to. That I'm going to keep separate just for, I don't know, because I got it, mostly because I'd already got it set up. So up here, this is roughly as before. I put in an extra LTN station, or yes, I put in the LTN station down here, but not finished hooking it all up properly. This is going to be a drop-off, or no, a pickup point for memory cards that can then be taken off to the whichever science producing area needs them. And I think somewhere, no, I need to put in another LTN station somewhere around here for dropping off all of the spent memory cards so they can be passed through this formatting facility here and then passed back around and put back into circulation. So it's getting there, I'd say. I feel like I've made some good progress, and it's now almost ready for me to go on and start building up into the actually start making science up here in the new system. The only thing that's a bit of an elephant in the room here, a bit of a problem, is these iridite this iridite drop point. There isn't actually any iridite being brought up by the by the rocketry system, so it's supposed to be being dropped in here. Not only is there it's supposed to be being dropped in here, but not only is there none of it in here, there isn't a rocket at the other end to bring it over here, and there actually isn't any being mined at the other end, because that's the area where I messed up the Covarex enrichment, power ran out, and then meteorites destroyed the meteorite defense facilities. So that one's I'm gonna need to head out there at some point and build it up and make it actually start producing iridium. However, don't worry, I'm not going to do that now, because, well, I kind of promised I'd start working on science for this run. So what I'm going to do is try and work out which of these boxes has the iridite in it. It looks like it's this one, and I haven't got enough room in my inventory for very much of this at all. No, that's not what I meant to. Actually, it is what I meant to do, just not quite where. Let's do that, and then I can grab some more iridite from there. Iridium, sorry, from there. Iridite is the ore, iridium is the actual metal. Are they chasing me? They probably are. Don't know why. So if I bring it over manually for now, at least for long enough to get this mirror production started, and then we can actually start getting on with the real business of what I'm trying to do for this episode. So here we go. Metal's being shoved onto out here. We're then going to turn it into plates like suspicious pause. There we go. Here we go. This now floods out here. Those will pick it up, and we're starting to make mirrors. And those can be fed straight out. Oh no, no, we're making mirrors and a massive quantity of scrap as well. I'd forgotten about that. Oh no. Let's put that in there and there, and you mirrors. Oh dear. I have this rather bad habit of getting things the wrong way around. No, I have a rather bad habit of not really thinking about byproducts when I'm setting these things up. So that's why I completely forgot there's going to be scrap coming out here. Now, what I can do here is I could feed this scrap over here. That's not going to be too difficult. I think I shall do that because I already have a scrap disposal system over here on this side, from the intended to deal with all of the scrap that comes out as a byproduct of producing the memory cards. So if I do this, where do I want to bring it in? I think if I bring it in here, it's going to be a little bit messy. Who did this? There we go. It's going to be a bit messy, but too much random stuff on my desk. Bring that down there and across. It was here, wasn't it? Like that. There we go. Now we can dump all of the scrap out. That's a lot of scrap. But fortunately, as I say, I've got the facility set up for dealing with that. So we've got loads of room in these chests, and then there's all of the then there's a recycling facility that I built about a couple of weeks ago, I think, to deal with all of that. So eventually, how high do these stack up to 50? Eventually, we'll have enough of these that a train will be able to come out and pick them up. But I'm not going to worry about that for now because there's nowhere for them to go. So the next thing's next. I need to start. I think now I'm about ready to actually start thinking about science. So I did a bit of thinking about energy science between streams or between things, and so I've produced this diagram, which is completely the wrong scale because I'm not good enough at using OBS. Let's try and scale. How do I even? I mean, this was supposed to be my diagram of how to make. Here we go. This will have to do for now. There we go. A nice sketch diagram of how to make energy science. And this, for anyone who watches my streams, this is what those diagrams look like before I go through and turn them into actual icons, so you can tell what's going on all the way through it. So on this, the things that I've highlighted are the bits that are going to essentially be the inputs. So I've got memory cards, metal plates, thermofluid, and all the basic ingredients that are being made. One of them is iridium, but that's to go into the mirrors. I should have actually, now that I look at this, I should have highlighted. I can't gesture to things with the mouse, can I? I should have highlighted mirrors over there on the left-hand side where all those arrows are going in, because that's something I'm making separately. Let's get rid of that again because it's ugly. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go off to one of these sort of extreme points up here, for example. I'll probably start with this one up here, and I'm going to start building up a system from here that's going to do my production of the energy sciences. And so my intention is to take basically I'm going to copy this pretty much, because this is energy science. So I'm going to more or less make a copy of this, but I'm also going to have the machinery around it for making the more advanced types of sciences as well. And hopefully I'll get all of that advanced types of data, and then I'll be able to make the energy catalogs 1 and 2. So if we look at this again, as you can see, to make energy, why am I looking at that? To make energy catalog 2, you need to have to make energy science 2, sorry, you need to have energy catalog 2 and energy catalog 1, science 1. Oh, I don't know. They all sort of wind in and out of each other to make it complicated and to make it a little bit more challenging to make what you actually need. So I'm going to try and do that, and I'm going to base it on this design down here, obviously, or at least it's going to end up looking fairly similar. But let's have a look and see how it goes. So it's going to save. Right, great. Get on with it. So let's see, if I flit off over here like some sort of rocket-powered butterfly, and then just miss my landing. I don't know why this train is here. Let's get rid of that, and then tell that to go to the depot, and then just wait there and become another LTN train. Basically, off you go. I don't need this because the train won't stop there, because I've changed. I'm now having 1-1 trains because I don't think you get through all that much stuff. I also don't need that. I need that to be an LTN station, which I do have conveniently. And I'm going to need to wire all of this up. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. There, like that. Oh, and I need an accumulator, combinator, that one of these things. That needs to go on there as well. Okay, so what do I actually need for this? Lots and lots of things. In fact, I think I'm probably going to get rid of that. Put it there instead. Maybe there. I'm actually starting to think should this be on a spur, and it probably should actually. So or I could just unspur it. I could bring an alternative route round the other side like this, and just bring it down here a bit further in case I need to put more trains in, like that. And then I'm going to need that. In fact, a lot of this then needs to go because I don't want I reckon that giving trains options is a bad idea because they get confused and can't decide where, and they'll go where they want to go instead of where I want to go, and that is obviously not a good thing. So let's undo all of that, bring that round here like that. There we go. Okay, so we now have a legitimate dropping off point here. This should work, and I'm going to start thinking about what I need. So I'm going to need stone. I'm going to need. Actually, let's start at the top of the diagram with the holmium, because I'm going to need that. Oh no, wait, no, I don't. Do I? No, I don't need holmium until I'm actually making the energy science packs, and I'm going to do that somewhere else. So I'm going to need thermofluid. Can't bring that in as a solid because it doesn't, and you can't freeze it. That's the whole point of thermofluid. I will need memory cards. Memory cards. We'll need plastic. Oh no, this takes material packs. I'm going to make them somewhere else as well. But it does need copper. And I need stone. I've got chemical jet, iron. So many different things to go into one of these. Iron, mirrors. Mirrors on the wall. That one. Reasonably fair. Uranium. Oh, typical. There's 7 things I need. One of which is uranium-235, which I haven't actually brought up here yet, so that's going to be fun. I'm going to need some system to bring that up. And then typically, I need one extra thing as well, because why wouldn't I? Which is green circuits. Now, I'll probably find that tier 3 energy science requires more stuff as well, so this won't be completely wasted, which is nice. Now, because that flashing is annoying me, I'm just going to put that there. That, of course, produces far more power than this area needs. As you can see, we're using a whole 13 kilowatts out of 3.7 megawatts because you get a massive quantity of power out of these things when they're in space. It's crazy. It's like 930% of power. It's absolutely ridiculous. But now I can do this a bit more easily. Copy all of these across. And then I need to set this up with relatively small negative numbers of each of these, and they need to be relatively small because, well, they need to be less than 8 stacks, and I think stone stacks up to 50, so let's make this minus 200. And that means that when a train comes out here, if a train is summoned with stone in it, then that means this has got below 200 in the chest. And if there's less than 200, that's 4 stacks. One wagon carries 40 stacks, and a chest fits 48 stacks. So as long as there's less than 2 stacks, then it's going to fit. That's bound to. I don't know what these stack up to, but I'm sure it's at least as much as stone. In fact, let's just make them all 200 because that's a nice easy way to do it. I don't need to think about it then. I can just bring in everything I need. Where do I get to? Mirrors. Oh, I've just realised I forgot something. There's an 8th thing already, and that's just because I wasn't concentrating properly when I set it up. Mirror, uranium is in here. There we go, that one. Green circuits. And the other thing I realised I needed is these material testing packs. They don't stack very high. These are huge. These only stack up to 10, so I'm going to put 20 in there for that one. Okay, I can now hook this up to here. And by the time I've finished building, well, anything at all, if we're being honest here, the train should have come out and loaded all. I'll probably have found that all of this is here, and the trains have just done everything I need them to do. So, right, let's start thinking about actually making some stuff, and let's call this energy science drop, energy science production, energy science ingredient drop. It's a bit wordy, but I don't really care. It doesn't matter. It's only for idle curiosity. Yeah, only as a sort of quick reference to what the station's about. Okay, so I'm also going to need a drop off of the thermofluid. So I'm going to need to make another station here. Fail. Like that. And this one's going to be a fluid station. Now I need to start copying or no, it's the wrong way around. Just copying or blueprinting these things. But actually, I think these are my first ones, so I'm probably just going to have to build them from scratch. So I need a splosh of this, and then a smidgen of these. That is big enough. Just good. Thank goodness for that. Then I'm going to need a dollop of that, and I'm going to need to put in some a pump and some tanks down here. So we can put the pump in like that, and a couple of tanks. Tanks. I do have tanks. Good. And this is the same sort of logic applies here. I need to have 2 tanks down here because tanks are exactly the same size as the locomotives as far as capacity goes. So you can't get away with just having the one of them. Is that going to reach? It is. Excellent. So this is going to be we need another one of these. In fact, I'm going to put in a power pole here. I don't need it, but it's nice to be able to break out onto a power pole in case you want to see what signals are on a doohickey. So I don't need to link to the pump. I do need to link. What mode am I in here? Right. I do need to link those together. Don't need to link it to the pump yet. I need to link to that and to that and probably to there. There we go. So this is going to be this is going to be a thermofluid, but I also need chemical gel. So there are going to be 2 liquids being brought in here. Have I left enough space for that? No. Okay. That's not a problem. I shall blueprint this, mostly in order to get the tiles underneath as well. And then I shall just demolish all of this. At least I would if I knew how to play this game and get the controls right. No, go down. There we go. Okay, now if we delete this, what I'm going to do is put it sticking out a bit further so that there's room for another set of fluidy stuff on the other side of it. That's probably more than enough, but no harm in going a bit too far. Okay, so now I can find that blueprint I just made, which is not this one. It's not that one. I didn't even make the blueprint. I didn't save it. I pressed the... Oh, rage. Okay, I shall build another station. So, put the station there. Then I suspect I want to have the pump about there. Let's put the station in and then I can make sure I get the pump in the right place. I am going to reduce that autosave frequency because that's getting really annoying because it's starting to take a fair amount of time and having it do it every 10 minutes is just a bit too much. Now this does mean next time I completely ruin something and want to rage quit I won't be able to, but that's probably for the best really. Okay, next up, pumps. We've only got 2. Put that in the wrong place. Try there. Pump or unpump. So that's. Oh, I've made this much too big. Yeah, I might. I'm going to be a little bit tidy. I'm going to bring this up to here. That's the one I just put in. Sorry, I'll be a little bit more coherent in a minute. I hope. Have I gone too far the other way? I think I have. Oh, for goodness sake. Why is this difficult? That'll oh, I don't know if that'll do or not. I'm just getting nervous isn't quite the right word, but I just don't want to accidentally put my station in a place where the trains aren't actually quite going to stop at it. That'll work, and then I can put one here on the other side. And it turns out with pumps and stuff of that sort of shenaniganery, you can in fact have two different fluids being unloaded from the same LTN station, as long as you link the pumps to the station. So I'm going to need to have a pylon there in order to get this not too confusing. I need to link. So I need to link the station to the pylon to the pumps, and then I need to link the tanks, which I've run out of. Do I have the resources to build another one? Probably not. No. Let's go and get some more tanks because I can see I'm going to need some of those. I'm also going to probably end up spending rather a lot of time flying backwards and forwards across here, trying to get the various machines that I need, and that's a bit unfortunate, but I'm not sure really what I can do about that. Okay, there aren't any tanks up here. I'm going to have to make some, which needs iron and steel. So yeah, if you wire the pumps and the tanks together in the right funky pattern, for want of a better description of it. So I've done that. I now need to put another pump tank in here, like that. And I want to have a pylon here. I'm going to need to have pylons here and here, so I'll put them in for now. Let's see. If I link like this, and then that goes to there, and we put in another one of the combinators like that. In fact, let's link that up slightly more prettily. There we go. Now it's a bit more obvious where everything is connected up, because it turns out if you link the station to its light, then LTN has a wobbly and doesn't like you anymore and refuses to work. So I need to read the train contents, and I need to tell this pump to pump if there's thermofluid in there, and I tell this pump to pump if there's orange goop in there. So if there's, yeah, like that. And then I tell this one to say minus 10,000 of that, and this one to be, no, not that one, minus 10,000 of that. And that's about right for 2 tanks. Okay, that should work, except there's no way for the trains to get out again, so let's put that in before I forget. Like, come on, where'd it go? Like that. Dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Signal it up as well, because you've got to have signals, otherwise nothing works nicely. Have we actually had anything delivered here yet? No, we haven't. I think that's because I haven't actually set this up properly yet. There needs to be a few more LTN related signals in here. So let's try and get those right. It needs to be on network 1. Oh, that's working already. Except there's no power down there. Oh no. There we go. So as you can see here, now we've got the only the one pump came out because there's only one type of fluid in there. So it's unloaded that train into these tanks. They're half full each, so that's fine. And these ones are still waiting for a train to bring them the stuff they need. So I'm actually slightly surprised this isn't working, given that the other one did just kick in just immediately. Oh, have I done it? Have I done it wrong? No, there's. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, if I look at that one, then it shows 14,000 thermofluid. That's okay. Right, I'm surprised this one didn't just start summoning trains, to be honest, because it's got all these negatives in here, and I thought that was how LTN rolled, but apparently not. So let's set a request stack threshold of 1. It's a request a station. I need to set provide threshold of about a bajillion. Oh, there's no. Okay, it is working now. Good. I don't need to set minimum maximum train length. Don't need to limit trains. I've set that. Request priorities, fine. Request threshold, yeah. So, okay, so that I think probably means that there is at least one of my trains sitting in a state. Oh yeah, here we go. So here we go. Here's 3 of my trains all loading up with the appropriate things that I've just summoned from the various stations in the network. This is quite nice. This seems to actually be working. I'm not going to say I'm surprised because I was fairly confident with my build, but I don't know. It's like writing software. When you compile it and it works first time, you get a bit suspicious because you think the universe is messing with you. Let's program. There we go. There's the train. Now this is going to take a while because there is only one inserter. There is only one exerter exerting from here. However, my hope is that the trains are going to be coming in sufficiently infrequently, at least once we've got the supplies. I mean, at the moment it's a special case, but once we've actually got the supplies in here, I'm expecting these to be coming in sufficiently infrequently that it doesn't matter that it takes this long to unload. I am also, once I've got energy science, is it energy science or material science? One of the sciences, stack. I want to do, no, insert a capacity bonus, that's what it's called, not stack. Okay, so once I've got the second tier of orange science, then I'm going to research this as well, but I can't at the moment. I haven't got these things being made. So there's an incentive to do. Is that material science? Yes, it is. There's an incentive to do material science, but I'm not at the moment. I'm doing energy. However, I don't actually care at the moment because I haven't built anything to use any of this stuff anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant. Stack thresholds probably don't matter. I don't think you have stacks with liquids. Provide threshold a bajillion. And oh yeah, network. There we go. Is that everything I put on this one? Yeah, okay. So now, hopefully, next time I need any stations, I'm just going to be able to copy these. I could have put the fluid on this one as well, actually, and had the other solids coming out from somewhere else, but I don't think that matters. I think it's fine as it is. Right. Now that's done, or at least starting to do itself. I'm going to need a load of. This is just going to be a bus. So let's start a bus off about this far out and going this way, and we'll see how we get on from there. So let's see. Making this energy science requires me to make the various different data packs for it. So we've got, going from the top, we've got the quantum data pack, the atomic data pack, the subatomic data pack, and the force field data pack. Those are for energy catalog 2. Then for energy catalog 1, we need EM field data, polarization data, radiation data, and conductivity data. I think this is probably conductivity data. And those are for energy pack 1. Except that we then also need 2 of them for energy pack 2. So I guess the best way to do it is probably just going to be to set up ranks of machines systems making each of these different types of data, and then have them go onto their own set of belts, and just feed them through and feed them all through to the very end. Where my plan with this is to start producing both energy catalog 1 and energy catalog 2, because that's sort of the bottleneck. And then I can ship all of them. I can ship it off the the 2 types of energy catalog, and turn them into, and then somewhere else I'll turn them into the energy insights, and then onto energy science 1 and 2, and significant data as well. So that's a slightly convoluted diagram. I hope I don't know whether me talking about it then helped or not, but hopefully it helped a bit. So we're going to have this sort of system. I'm not going to actually put anything on the belts yet, because I want to sort of have a little bit of a sketch first and make sure that it seems like a sensible before I start to do anything too permanent, like fill all of the belts up with stuff. So these are all going to come off over here like this. Oh, and there's going to be green as well coming over here. And then I remembered something else. What was something else I remembered? Material science packs. Yeah, so there's going to be a couple more. There's going to be a few more of these needed. There are Prism Blender Science. No. That one. That one. Material testing packs. Okay, so yeah, we're on to the second train. Oh, why's that got multiple stuffs in it? Why has that got multiple stuff in it? Is this... No, that's not full. Oh, there's a problem. It's so slow unloading the train that it times out before it leaves. So all this copper should actually be in there, and it didn't have time to unload it. Oh no. Delete words difficult. This is a problem. Now, the best answer. How much did it manage to unload before it failed? Okay, so it got to about 2/3 of the way through. I don't know if I can change LTN's default time setting thing, but what I could do, it would mean making a second station, but that's not really a problem. If I pull up these, because there's nothing coming here from those yet, then, and this one for now, and this one. What we got coming in next? Green circuits, okay. And we make that one green circuits as well. That should mean this will now unload quickly enough that even if we set the 120 seconds on there, which is clearly a maximum, this should hopefully unload quickly enough that the train doesn't leave with still stuff to stuff. If you know what I mean. Did that make any sense? I don't know. Yeah, anyway. Let's transfer this across to these chests, and then I can make that one another iron chest. Okay, so yeah, if I have two, if I have two of these inserters unloading for each thing that's being unloaded here, then it'll be fast enough that we shouldn't have any problems from that. It also gives me twice as much space for storing the stuff, and that isn't entirely a bad thing. And it means with two inserters, I can have it coming. I can unload onto the. Oh, okay. Thank you, Tristan. I probably should have done that, to be honest. I don't know. Now let's just make a second station for unloading the other half of the stuff I need. That'll be fine. I can do it up here and extend this railway line a little bit. Now I notice I've got a second copper train turning up now. Which is a slight shame, but never mind. I think I prefer the idea of having having it unloading onto two thingies, into two boxes anyway. Partly because it gives me the extra space, as I was saying, but also because it gives me the a bit more space for it means it'll unload a bit. Let me try that again. I think I prefer having it unloading into two chests, partly because it gives me extra space to store it in, and whilst I was pretty sure I had set that up correctly, it's always nice to have a bit of a safety margin. Let's... How do I... Oh, I see, like that. And that. No, don't do that. Ah! Oh, for goodness sake. Right. So I've put that in there. It demonstrates... yeah. So that demonstrates it's done unloading onto both sides of the belt, as you'd expect. No. Let's do that. Okay, so there's my first three resources. Now I need to start thinking about the next three, and then cancelling the orders for other stuff as well. Sure. Like that. There isn't going to be room for this. It shouldn't have driven off with green circuits. No, it didn't. Because they do stack higher, but you're limited by the number of stacks in a chest. So these chests have hardly got anything in it. They've got... Has this one got more? No, I'm not sure why that doesn't have... Which just drove off with green. It should be fine because there's 40 stacks of green circuits there, and then there's more than 20 stacks in each of the chests. So this train should be able to unload okay. So I think that's going to be absolutely fine. Because I'm requesting more stuff when it's down to a certain number of, well, roughly a certain number of stacks, but that's a bit approximate. But as long as the chest is nearly empty, there will always be room to put 40 stacks worth into one chest, let alone two. So this should be absolutely fine. I possibly should be doing belt balancing in here, come to think of it. Like this. But that's going to be tight and complicated and awkward. I do have plenty of space though, actually, once it's... Let's pretend to do things properly. So if I put that like that, then that like that, that like that. There we go, that's balanced properly. Put that there. There. That's reasonably good. I'm fairly sure you can't have it unloading directly onto the splitters, because I believe when an inserter puts something on a splitter, it puts it on the far side of the splitter. So that wouldn't work, but this should. I wish I'd got a bit more space here now. I mean, this is dirty as anything. I don't like it. I might come back and tidy this up and move the station over a bit at some point, but at least that gives me room to do the unloading here. So I want to let's copy that much of it. In fact, if I can do the balancing over, if I can fit in the balancing over here, or just not bother with it, then it gives me a lot more. Hang on, I was going to come over on this side of it, wasn't I? There we go. Lots of space. Oh, this is a bit of a mess already, but never mind. That's kind of too big. Let's not do it like that. Let's make this go down, and this one go here, and this can go. That's no better. It's exactly the same place and exactly the same size. To nobody's surprise if they've been actually thinking about it. Oh, it's dirty. Never mind. Actually, I could just go under that one as well. This is where everybody immediately. Yeah, my. Entertainingly, the number of people watching the stream has dropped since I started doing all this horrible belt stuff. I don't know whether that's just because it's not very interesting, or whether it's because they're offended by my. Oh, I thought I was going to get run over by the train then. By the way, I'm using the belts. Why are there still trains coming out? Oh, I know why there are still trains coming out. I haven't linked up the. Oh dear, this is going to be a problem. There we go. Is it going to be a problem? I'm not sure. Let's put some power in over there, so at least the they can start unloading. That's going to be a problem. Guess there I'll have to do for now. You unload green circuits. Yes. Hadn't thought of that. The where am I going to put this power pole thing? I suppose. Stop being in that mode. There we go. Oh yeah, that will work. Perfect. Then I can put a pylon in there. Right. What else are we ordering in here? I've forgotten. So stone is being unloaded. Memory cards. Okay, let's do memory cards. Stone memory cards, copper and iron are being done. Mirrors, mirrors, and then I'm full. So the uranium and material testing packs are going to have to go. So we just make this one mirrors. And we're still short uranium and material testing packs, but I need to. Oh, I see what you mean, Tristan. Yeah. But yeah, oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Yes, it does leave due to the time problem. Oh, it's a pain. Wonder how much was in that. Might fit in there. How in excess are we? Quite a lot. So it was actually, yeah, that only taken just over half of it. All right, let's have a look in the mod settings to, I assume it's mod settings, to try and get LTN to not do that. LTN updates. Stop timeout. Okay, so let's make that 500. I don't know if it'll actually be able to do that. Let's find out. I guess we'll find out next time a train order is made, and we'll see how that goes. Let's have a look. Let's check the other trains. Oh yeah, that one has still got some in as well. Still got still 2,400. That's even worse. Okay, that's going to have to go to. It's a lot of stations with stupid names. What was it called? Energy science ingredients drop. So go there, and it's just going to have to wait until empty, isn't it? Which is going to be tricky because I'm going to want other trains to come in here with other resources. I guess I can put it onto the bus, and that'll use up some of it. It's not ideal, but it'll have to do. Right, so that one did empty. This one, oh, yeah, I see. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter if there's a mixture of stuff in there, apart from the fact that it won't leave until it's empty. There we go. It doesn't matter if it comes in with a mixture of stuff in the train, because it'll only unload what's actually needed. It just means we're not getting as much copper as we should. And I'm not sure if we should be being brought any copper anyway, to be honest. No, we shouldn't be being brought any copper anyway. So that train. Oh no, it's doing green circuits. Never mind. Ignore that. I'll have to keep an eye on the next train that comes up here and see what it gets its unload set to. Do that. At least now we can empty. I don't know why I didn't just do that, to be honest. There's quite a few places now where there's just excessive amounts of stuff dumped in a chest at a station because there were problems. Which is a bit of a shame, but hopefully I'll be able to tidy them all up at some point. Okay. I've had my train of thought completely derailed from what I've been trying to do by all of this. Now my next question is, why is there no orange goo here? Because I'm supposed to be ordering some. Maybe there's a station down here that I haven't quite finished setting up. So down here, I haven't rearranged the fluid stations yet, which is a little bit, but it seems to it should mostly work. So this station, yeah, that's the wrong thing. It's the orange goo. It's this one up here. This station, it only has 98 of it. We're not making orange goo, or rather I've broken the pipes for it. Oh, because that. Okay, that I think I am going to have to just go in and deal with by hand. That's a pain. And I probably could get the bots to do it, but it's one of those things where you can set what you want them to do, and then hope that they'll probably do it, but they might get it wrong, or something stupid might happen, or just who knows. So let's do that and that. There we go. Yeah, bring me more oxygen packs, life support packs, those things. Okay, that's filling up fairly nicely, except it's draining into the other tank as well. So now here comes a train. It'll pick up some of it. We obviously don't have the right threshold set on this one. In fact, I've not got threshold set on a lot of my stations, which is perhaps a bit dodgy, but I'm sort of assuming they've got enough in them, or at least will, which isn't great, I have to admit. But this is filling up quite nicely. It's at least 10,000, so that'll do to start with. Oh, I should have just got on the train like that. Ride the train back to the station because it's going where I want to go. So this seems like the best way to do it. Okay, so now we've got the chemical gel up here as well. So the first one of these things I was going to do, actually no, I need to start at the bottom and work up, because I need to start down at the get out of the train. I need to start at the bottom with the well conductive data potentially, and then work upwards, um, because I need the polarization data and the EM field data in order to make the force field data. So that needs to be available before I start trying to do anything too drastic. Okay. The other thing I need to do is set up a chilling station like this one, and this can just be a copy paste, I think, because here we've got warm coming in at the top, then we've got cool and cold. Is that cold? No, that's warm. These should be making cold. Yeah, okay, there we go. They're making cold. Don't know what this pipe's doing there, apart from it wrong. Or is that pipe can't be right because it's linking up it's linking up two different inputs on here that are taking in different temperatures of thermofluid. However, the point stands here that across this bit, if we ignore that pipe for the moment, we've got warm coming in at 25 degrees C, which is pretty warm, especially for space. We've got cool coming out of here, we've got cold coming out of here, and we've got super cooled coming out here. So that's all of the different types of thermofluid. So I can just copy. No, I can't copy it because I need the stuff underneath it. I need to make a blueprint, and let's try and actually do the blueprint properly this time. So take that. I need the tiles as well. I need to create a blueprint. There we go. Now I can put this in the gap here. Right. And I'm going to create another fluid bus up here with the various different temperatures of thermofluid, I think. So if I put this in, I'll put it here. That lines up nicely with the station. That can't possibly cause me problems later. The bots will do their bottery. Lay down the... It's a bit of a shame you can't lay down a double layer... whatchamacallit? Double layer blueprint and put both of them down at the same time. But you can't, so just do that as well. Oh, okay. Thank you, Tristan. That's worth knowing. The hot, cold, and shift down. I haven't planned ahead for the cryonite-based recipes. I don't think. I don't need that pipe up the middle because that was wrong. Let me see. What have I planned ahead with? I've planned ahead in that I'm producing all three temperatures of cold types of thermofluid, but I believe there are different recipes for doing it. I can never. Here we go. Right. So, and for example, super cool. So you can either make it from the simple way where you put in cold thermofluid and you get out super cooled and warm, or you can put in cold thermofluid and get out slightly more super cooled and warm. It's a bit quicker. That's the only difference, really. Well, it's a bit quicker and it uses cryonite slush. Those are the differences. I think, to be honest, I'm just going to stick with the slightly more expensive way of doing, the slightly slower way of doing it that produces them all without needing a supply of cryonite as well. I don't feel that I really need it, so I'm just going to go like this with it, and yeah, and call it good enough. I think. This may be a foolish decision. I'm not sure, but I think at the moment at least I'm going to reckon on the basic recipes being good enough. So we've got a return path here. This is warm, so this should also. Let's see if I do that, then I can do this. There we go. There we go. So hopefully these will never be absolutely full, which should leave me with the sort of the backflow for this to just work. If I ever see any problems with it, I can always come along and put in a pump here linked up to a tank here that only pumps over when this one's nearly empty. So I think that's probably going to be okay. So these will start once I actually have them and start placing them. Then we'll get the cool here, chilled. So what do I need? I need thermofluid minus 100 and minus 273 for this, I think. So I don't think I actually need the 0 or whatever it is. So I just need these two. So that's what's this? Oh, this is the this okay. So this is minus 100. This is going to be minus 273. And then this will be the room temperature, whatever room temperature means in space. So I can then, how far will this stretch to there? Okay. Now I'm going to need to put that there, and oh, if I put one there, I'm going to have to squeeze through here somehow. Oh well, we can do some sort of belt spaghetti shenanigans to get through here. In fact, that will be okay there, because I can get rid of that one, do that, and then up here it'll be a pop up here. It does. I have to admit, it does bother me a bit having underground pipes where there's no ground for them to go under. But I've kind of desensitized myself to it now. Oh dear, this isn't going to be good because I'm now going to need to mix these somewhere else. Oh yeah, if I do this, then I can just have this one go underneath it. That's fine. That was not what I meant to do. Still not space. Let's go a bit opposite. Let's just go the opposite extreme and bring them right out over here. In the interest of sanity, I'm going to make my belt straight rather than neat and compact. Right, that's those 6 things onto that bus. Liquids then, I'm going to use the cheap pipes for this. So if I start like that, and if I just run the a big piece of that up like that, then I can use these long pipes, and these are cheaper to make than the normal ones. There we go, and you can just slap them down, and you can put down enormous distances of pipe very, very quickly and cheaply. So it's quite good for that. And there we go, it's linked in as well. Oh, hi Griffin, yeah, good. I know how addictive it can be, so I'm not surprised you're playing it as well. And hopefully I'll give you some good ideas, and or possibly some ideas of what not to do. That's probably more likely, if I'm being honest. Oh dear. Okay, so this will now produce. I mean, it probably won't produce it fast enough, so I'm going to need to end up building more out this way. But we'll see how that goes when I get to it. Burn that bridge, succumb to it, as we say. Well, I say. I don't think anyone else actually uses that phrase. So, where was I? Conductivity data. Right, how on earth do you make conductivity data? That's a lot more ingredients than I put down on the diagram. Okay. I am going to need holmium here because this requires holmium. Okay, I'm not sure how I got this wrong because yeah. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so I've got most of these things. So it's not going to be too difficult. But I'm going to need to get some electromagnetics facilities, and I think I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to flit off and get some of those. Actually, let's empty this train first, just in case there's other stuff it could be doing. There we go. And can I go faster than the train? I probably can, because I can go down this diagonal. In fact, I'm going down the diagonal almost as fast as the train is going down the vertical. So yeah, I'm definitely faster. Now, I have been wondering, should I just go in here and rip up this entire facility? And that'll get me lots and lots of the machines I need. Or should I perhaps go in a slightly more controlled way and just go in and pick up the actual specific things I need? Now, there aren't any of the specific things I need here, which is a little bit awkward. So let's tell this... Oh, I don't like doing this because it fills my inventory up with junk. Oh, well. It was that one that I needed, electromagnetic facilities. So let's start making those. It's going to need some accumulators. I don't know if I have any accumulators up here. Let's tell this to summon some. It's trying to, and there aren't any. Oh, joy. I can't make them. Well, I can put it on my shopping list. If I can remember which is these combinators, isn't it? I could if I was in the right viewing mode. So I take that one. I could say, actually, I do want some accumulators. Where are they? There they are. Accumulators. So I want 100 of them, say. And it'll put them in the rocket. And then the next time a rocket comes up, I'll actually get them. There doesn't seem to be any steel up here, according to something. But that might just mean... In fact, let's have a quick look at the rocket and see how much stuff is in it and whether it's remotely ready to launch. Here is the cargo rocket that comes up to the space station, and it's half full at best. Okay. And there's not a lot of stuff it's waiting for. I don't know. And I could just... I could launch it now, I suppose, or at least launch it once it's got all of these accumulators I need. But I feel I don't want to send the rocket up when it's only half full. But then the rocket isn't doing very much because this is ground to a halt because we've run out of I forget what. I think it was steel we've run out of, which is a bit weird. So I could just order more steel actually. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Which one of these has steel? This one. I mean, that's still not going to actually fill the rocket up because an extra 1,000 steel is only about 10 stacks, but it's a start, I suppose. The rest of it, I mean, the thing is, this is only bringing up slightly weird and exotic and extra stuff, and there isn't that much demand for that. It's, because I've managed to get things just mostly building at the moment. So yeah, I'm not sure. I am very tempted to just launch it because I could do with those. In fact, what the hell? Let's just launch it. Rockets are cheap. Okay, so that'll get me the accumulators I need to start building up the whichever doohickey thingies it was here. So that'll hopefully allow me to then get yeah, get that stage done. So let's have a look at radiation data. Let's see what we need for that. What machine that's done in. Radiation data, that one. That's done in a radiation facility. We need the uranium-235 for that, which is going to be slightly problematic because I don't have any. We've got radiation facilities, so I'll take those. Then the next ones are polarization data and EM field data, which is done in a laser facility and electromagnetic facility. So I need more electromagnetic facilities, that's fine. Laser facilities I've got. Probably going to need some supercomputers at some point. Then I'm going to need to start doing force field data, which takes, again, EM facilities. Okay, so that's not too bad. Same machine again, but I'm gonna need holmium for that. Okay, and plastic, but that's okay. I am about to start getting holmium in, kind of. Uh, Subatomic will be the next one. That takes particle colliders, and it needs a proton stream, which takes a particle accelerator, which I don't have. Ah. Okay, we'll get those first few ones done. The Factorio expansion. Well, given that they hired the guy who produced this mod, the space exploration mod, so they've clearly liked something about what he's doing. Although it's open to anyone's, it's open to guess. Was that my? Blimey, look at all that stuff that's coming from the rocket. It's anyone's guess what the actual changes, what the actual things they're going to do are. I mean, I strongly suspect it's going to be something space related because that feels like the logical next thing. So after you've got obviously vanilla, you have the launching the rocket is the end of the game, until you start trying to just do massive numbers of rockets per minute or whatever. Um, so the logical next step is probably going to be space. Now, I don't think it'll be quite the same as space exploration because space exploration feels like it's built for people who have got beyond what they can do with vanilla Factorio. They want something a bit more complicated. So I suspect that space exploration, that the mod will be quite different from the Factorio expansion pack. However, I suspect there might be certain similarities. There may be sort of rockets that go between planets. Maybe you have to go off to other planets to get other resources in order to finish the game. I don't know, but my suspicion is that it's going to go in a loosely similar direction to the space exploration mod, largely because that seems to be the logical next thing to do with it. No, I think probably not. I think that it's probably I'm hoping and assuming and expecting and so on that it's going to be sufficiently different from from whatever the exploration mod and the Factorio expansion, I suspect, are going to be sufficiently different that they probably don't see them as colliding. They'll probably do some extra clever. I mean, I would expect that they'll probably do some extra clever stuff that requires deeper changes to the game engine, the sort of things that Arendelle hasn't been able to do in space exploration because the engine simply doesn't support that sort of stuff. But if he's working for Wooby, then he's going to be able to potentially put more ideas in, even if they wouldn't theoretically be possible with the game as it is. Now, what that means, I don't know, but there might be some sort of cleaner way of doing rocket launches or something like that. Or I mean, I don't really know. But I think the Factorio devs appreciate the mods community and expansion community enough that they're not going to start messing around with and trying to stop them, trying to pull mods down just because they're similar to something that's in the game. I mean, there isn't any sort of direct evidence of that because I mean, in the past there have been Factorio mods that have ascended, if you like, and have been put into the vanilla game, but they've never been things they've been planning to charge extra for. But on the other hand, I think anyone who actually plays space exploration is probably enough of a Factorio addict, sort of like people like me, that they would very happily pay for almost anything they churn out because they'd be that excited just to see any more Factorio content. They just want anything they can get their hands on. So I don't think it's going to be too much of a worry for them. I mean, obviously this is all just my opinions and guesses, but it feels right somehow that and I think they one of the things that's so impressive about the Factorio devs is how much they appear to appreciate their player base and the mod community and so on. So I think they wouldn't want to do anything. They wouldn't want to upset the player base, even if they could potentially make a very small amount of extra. Where did they just get? Oh, take those. Actually, don't take all of the tanks. I need some of them. Right, that's got me some chillers and a load of other buildings and things. I think I'm now ready to head off back over to the back off to the other side and start putting some stuff down and start seeing how it goes, and then seeing what I next go. Oh dear, I haven't got any about. Doopy-doopy-doo. Whee! Oop, thump. There we go. Now I've got the That's okay. I mean, I do bear in mind that I don't actually know what I'm talking about. That's sort of my opinions and guesses based on what I've seen and the Oh, I didn't bring any of these ones. Damn it. Well, that's not going to get far without them, is it? Okay, never mind. I don't actually need to chill anything yet. Let's stand here because I can. Right. Conductivity data. That's my first one. So let's put down a large area of this. In fact, I'm going to be bringing out more stuff. So this bus is going to get bigger. I could start putting things in the middle here, but you end up with just large numbers of undergroundies. So I should probably start thinking about how far do these stretch? Okay, one fewer than I've set it at. So maybe I should have this belt going up a little bit sooner. Do the underground pipes do the same? Yes. Okay, given that, let's make this one go here. Because if you leave these gaps of 2 between the bits of the bus, I'm almost certainly preaching to the choir here, or no, telling people things they very much already know here. But if you leave these gaps of 2, then you can just bounce everything through the bus, and you don't need to dig it up quite as much as you're going through it. So let's leave a space of about 2 there, and then we're going to have some room here for the various different science things, data packs that I'm going to be making. So then I'll need to leave another little bit of a gap, and then I'll start building around here. Okay, so conductivity data. Let's check this again and make sure I actually get it right. Conductivity data is done in an electromagnetics facility and takes all those different inputs. So we'll put this here, I guess. Conductivity. So we have an input belt here that's going to be green and copper, say, and then we have another one. Oh, I'm going to need to split out the holmium into plates. Then we have another belt here. It's going to be holmium and other thing, whatever that was. We're then going to have this is chilly but not super chilled. I don't know which is which because I can't. Okay, so the middle one, I haven't got them in a sensible order. While there's nothing actually flowing here, let's put these in a sensible order, because otherwise my brain is going to turn to cheese. So now we've got warm, cold, super cold, rather than, wiggling back and forth. So this needs to be the cold one, which is this one. So I need to pull up these pipes. Putting them in was a bit of... The long pipes are very handy. Oh, that's not going to work. Oh, it is actually, because I can pull this one back. There we go. And then one of them. And one of them. And then we're going to need to have power over here as well. That's going to be fun. I haven't really left myself very much room for this. I can't put in more underground. Yep, go there. What's the range on these poles? Oh, not too bad. I can put previous one there. And then when I need to put in a second one of these machines, I'll have to put it there so that the inputs, the fluids don't confuse. But there should be, yeah, there's going to be room to, yeah, that's fine. That'll all fit. Excellent. Do the same here. And this is the warm stuff coming back out again. So that will need to go in there. Like that. And then we're going to have what we're going to have coming out the other side of it. I'm pretty sure whatever it is, it's going to involve memory cards. Oh no. Contaminated scrap. Okay. So we're going to need another station to deal with all of this scrap stuff coming out. That's not a problem. It's just a mild inconvenience. We'll feed that back down along the bus somewhere and get rid of it all. Okay, so it goes there. We're going to need this to be a full bus width thing eventually. So here we're going to say we're going to have conductivity data coming out of here, which is this one. Let's put that on the other side fairly arbitrarily. And put that on the bottom side of the belt, so that and then when it carries on further up, we can just shove another one on the top of it, and that'll use both sides of the belt. So my plan is to put conductivity and radiation data on the same belt because they're the first two, and then put polarization data and EM field data on the next one because they're needed for force field data, and having them on the same belt will make that a little bit easier. Actually, you know what? Let's feed this all the way across and put it on the next belt. On the bottom belt. Oh, need a third one. There we go. Like that. Because the rest of the belts don't exist yet, so there's nothing in the way as it comes across there, and I won't need to wind the other ones through. Okay. Now I need all the inputs, of course. So the first one I'm going to do is green circuits, just because they're right here, so it's going to make it really easy. The next one is going to be copper and then memory cards. Copper isn't coming out yet because I haven't programmed these. The rest of it is all programmed. Okay, so copper's all the way over here. That's not a problem. In fact, it's all the way on the that side of the thing, so it's very easy. There we go. Holmium is harder. Holmium is not even on this system yet, but it needs plating up before it can be produced. So I think I'll put in another station over here for the other few things I need: the material science packs, holmium, and don't let me down, chat. What was the other thing I needed? Uranium. So that's four of the things I'm going to need. Okay. So let's make a copy of this. No, not that much. Let's try that again. Let's make a copy of this bit. And I want to put that in over here, maybe? Probably up here. I'm going to have a two-way... yeah. Right. So I can either put it here, feed it through that gap between in front of, basically around where the train is parked at the moment, have it come through this gap here, do the holmium unpacking here, and then go, oh dear, I haven't got anywhere to put all the stuff onto the bus, and run it back all the way back over this way to get it onto the bus, or filter it through here, or more sensibly, I think if I put it here, pass it through this way and get it onto the bus up here, and then run the holmium backwards. That's not particularly difficult. In fact, I might do the holmium expansion, plating up out here on this side of the world. Why are there still trains running around with picking up? What is going on here? Why are they still grabbing these things? I thought I'd... Have I not wired that up properly? Doesn't look like it because it's broken and wrong. Oh, I connected that insert. Oh, right. So it turns out I connected the inserter to this chest over here, not the pylon that's hidden away somewhere in the depths of behind here. So that's why, and this is now all on the same network, and that is now going to work. Except due to spectacular and massive fail, I now have a train full of green circuits. So let's go back here and unload it. Oh, in fact, you know what I should have done? I should have grabbed all those ones that were in chests first as well. But I'm just going to bring these back and unload them kind of by hand. There's another train with a load of green circuits in down there. This is a mess. Right, manual. Go there and open that. Hopefully there'll be room for all of this. There is. Excellent. You, go to depot. Do not pass go. Do not collect £200. Just get out of my hair. You, get up. Where am I? Get up here. I need to rename all of these stations as well, apparently. I thought I'd made a start on that, but apparently I didn't get very far with it. There we go. Right. I hope that's going back to depot. Yes, it is. Right. I mean, at least this time I've now solved that problem, so, you know, fingers crossed it's not going to happen again. I can get back to what I was trying to do before. Oh, yes, which is this. I've just realised I've not put the station in, which is pretty bad, because that's how you end up finding out you've not lined things up properly. So I'm going to do that first. So I need a splotch of this. About, what's that? It's a gap of 3, and it's on the trying to. It's going to need to be here. Put that there. Then where's that blueprint I made earlier? Not that one. 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 Again, it's lost it. I'm sure I normally have the opposite problem with blueprints. I get blueprints when I don't want them, rather than not getting them when I do want them. Never mind. Oh, and of course the belts are all going off the wrong way, because yeah, I've flipped it. Okay, let's undo all of this. I could probably just flip most of this, to be honest. Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh, I hate that. It's not even linked to the network. It's already pulling in, demanding all the stuff, and there's going to be trains full of all the kind of crap I don't want because I've already got full stations of it. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, rage. Right. Breathe. Breathe deeply. Think happy thoughts, and remember to never copy a station again that has already has stuff programmed into it. I should know better than that by now. Holmium, minus 200. What was the fourth thing I wanted? There was a fourth thing I realised I needed, but I can't remember what it was now. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I need to edit the blueprints, of course, which I obviously didn't do, and probably and clearly should. But yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, one crisis at a time. And what those... I'm just going to have to take those trains back and manually unload them, I think. Yeah. Now you mention it, I know roughly what to do. I just forgot about it at the time, or forgot it was going to be a thing I would need to do at the time. Put that there. Not going to reach anything, but I can put another one there. Okay. Maybe there. Does that reach? That reaches, and it looks way less weird. Okay, so let's make this one holmium, and then I can use an area around here somewhere to unload it. You're green, so you can be uranium 235. I honestly don't care. The rest of them don't matter. Material science boxes. Has anyone remembered what the fourth thing was that I needed? I take it that's a no. Either that or it's a lag in chat and you haven't had a chance to answer me yet. I don't know which. I'm going to deal with these trains later. In fact, you know what I should have done? I should have just told each of these trains to stay where I... In fact, let's deal with them now since I'm thinking of it. I'll try and catch them as they drop into those stations and tell them just wait. Iron first, so... Oh, of course, iron is the one that's completely full, typically. Oh, this is going to be annoying. I mean, I could run up and down them like this. And actually, that's worked, to be fair. It's not so bad. Okay, go back to depot. Oh, stupid. No, 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 stop, stop. Come back. I've got most of them. Right. I despair slightly. Where's the glass one? Was it like... No, it wasn't glass. What was it? Multiple point, where is it? Oh, it is there. I just couldn't see it. gap. Stand still. This is another one where there was some overflow. Right, there we go. That's all of the stone. Jeez, that was a pain. Right, let's try not to do that again. Oh. Hey Gort, yes, I have been busy. I realised that I'd built various things that just didn't have a hope in hell of working. So I've been going. I went in and did a massive redesign of stuff to try and get something that was not completely bloody stupid, essentially. Oh, I don't even have any assembly machines on me. Let's put down some ghosts. Right, let's see, I'm going to need power for these as well. I need to program them as well, but I can't do that until they actually exist. But still, in fact, let's put a side swapper in there like that. Okay. Now we'll go off this way and come up to join all the rest of them. Some screws up here. There is. Excellent. So these are all going to push through about here. I'm probably going to need to move that solar panel, but never mind. That's not a problem. I am going to run out of belts. That is a problem. Let's not worry about that for now and just do all ghosts. That's not... Oh, hell. The rest... Yeah, so it's just that one there that isn't going to fit, so I'm going to need to move up a square for stuff here. Like that. Oh no, wait, this one's okay. This one is not okay. That one, surprisingly, is. This one is not going to be, no. And this one... Yeah, that's fine. Alright, let's do a little bit of counting. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1, 2... Well, okay, there's room for 2 more things in here. So let's have the first couple of these go through like this. No. No. That copper's in the wrong place. Copper should... No, it's not the copper's in the wrong place. It's the fluids can't be this close together. What I am going to do, though, to fix this is that. Split this one off here. We'll have a 3 square gap, which is going to be a little bit annoying. Yeah, having a 3 square gap is going to be here is going to be a little bit annoying, so I won't be able to just drag stuff across. But I'd rather not split the fluids up. If I can. I think actually, why not split the fluids up? Yeah, because it's much better if you can just drag across. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this fluid here needs to move. So let's have it come up like this. And then just to mark its place, I'm going to use the long ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. So this comes up here. You know what I'd like? For it to put down the scaffolding automatically when I try and place a thing. Assuming it'll fit there. Is this now right? So we've got copper on this one, then we've got this one on this place, and this one here. Then this one therefore goes here, this one here, this one here, and this one on the end where there isn't actually room for it. Now I'm not actually using all of these. And what's the betting that the ones I'm... Oh no, that's probably alright. Okay. Again, just to mark the position of these. What's going on here? This should go under here, and then come up here, so that I can put... No, so I can do... the same for this one. I think that's right. I feel like I've just been slapping stuff down all over the place and possibly not talking enough. I apologise for that. But yeah, I think that's now right. I've got all of these split up into 5s, which is the distance an underground belt will go in this with this mod pack with these particular types of belts. I'm going to need to bring power over here as well, but we can run that through the gaps. That's why they're the size they are. One of the reasons. Okay, so what was I saying? I need holmium over here, don't I? Yes, I need holmium plates and I need memory cards. So holmium plates is this one. So I'm going to cut that. Actually, if I splitter that there as it comes out, then I immediately run into this pipe. That should be another square down. Or up. No, up down is better. Otherwise I'll run into problems with the other one. I'm going to stop trying to save the what do you call it stuff? The scaffolding, because just putting down small amounts of it and trying to work and then trying to get it right is just not working for me, because that requires getting it right and that's difficult. Okay, where memory cards are here, so that's this belt here. So that one needs to break off here and come out this way. Did I get that right? Yes. Okay, that's... I mean, I'm not going to say that's done, because it clearly isn't, because it's not churning away and building things. But it's... I believe I've got all the inputs on that now, or at least I will. Once I've built all of this stuff, I will have all of the inputs that I need. Obviously, I need to have a power station for this facility. So let's put in another section of land down here like this. Do that. And that. Oh, typical. They're not quite long. The pylons aren't. The pylons don't reach quite far enough for these bigger poles for if you to put them in the efficient distance apart. Okay, time to nip back to base for more supplies. So I need a lot more belts and underground belts I need the chillers, and I need the assembly machines, and I've probably forgotten stuff, and I'll have a look back when I see it. I take it nobody's remembered what the fourth thing I wanted to unload from that station was yet, because that would be very worth knowing. Okay, bot me some bots. Here they come. Of course, if I was sensible, I'd have programmed them all in here. So I don't want it to be bringing me random mirrors. I don't want that anymore. I do want those. I'll leave those for now. I don't care about them when I'm up here. Right. I also want to have space assembly machines. I want to have the basic coolers. Well, not the basic, the level 2 basic coolers, which is these ones. I already... Oh, in that case, I need to go off and investigate why I'm not making them at the moment. There's a machine somewhere around here that makes them, I think. Well, that makes the tier 1s. And does nothing with them, apparently. How do we make the tier 2s? Beryllium. And cryonite. Oh, up here. This one. Well, that's 2 of them. What? It was pumps it needed down here, wasn't it? Yeah. A pump's a thing I even have. Pumps are not a thing I'm requesting. Let's request some pumps. Bring me pumps. No, it's not going to bring me pumps. There aren't any pumps. Okay, I guess... Where did they go? Oh, they probably went up here. Alright, I don't need all of this. I'm going to harvest some of them. Right. Oh no, belts was the other thing I needed. I'm requesting those, but only 200 at a time. Let's get 400. Undergrounds are apparently not a thing I have enough of. Splitters do... 50 splitters is a lot of splitters, though, so I think that's going to be okay. Right, I think I've been brought everything I've asked for. Glomp. Let's go and get that running, and hopefully I'll be able to get conductivity data. Oh no, I won't. I won't have the holmium plates yet. I'll have the facilities and the potential for making them, but it won't actually have any holmium ingots to make the plates out of. But apart from that, it's nearly getting there. All right, so let's lay all this stuff as well. How's that? I think that's everything. So I need, as I was saying, I need to get holmium plates out of here, which is these ones. And that means I need to get this station summoning all of that good stuff. So that looks right. Let's wire that back up again and cross our fingers and see how much it breaks this time. Like that. There we go. And that should almost immediately go yellow. I think, yes, holmium is something I'm bringing up. I have in my trains, I think. The uranium isn't and material testing packs aren't, I know that. But the holmium I should get. In fact, the fact the station's gone yellow means that something is on its way. So if we look over here, yep, there we go. So the train filling up with holmium ingots that have come in fresh from Henkasesui. And that was my previous stream, building up everything to produce these things. And now here comes the train. I still am a little bit bemused by the idea of steam trains in space, but yeah, let's not worry about that too much. Alright, they're chugging away happily. There's some holmium and some more holmium. There's still something missing here. What's the fourth thing? Oh, memory cards. So I guess I'm going to have to come over here and set up... Where's my memory? Here's my memory card station, but it's not finished. Let's come over and do this. That looks like a worthwhile thing. And then I'll do the material science packs somewhere else adjacent to here. Maybe up here, or... Yeah, probably up here. Okay. So... Yeah, electric space trains would make a lot more sense. I think somebody, I think it was Tristan, pointed out that if the rocket fuel contained its own oxidizer, then there's no reason why a rocket-powered space train wouldn't work. It'd be horrifically inefficient with use of water, but it would, in theory, work. Um, because yeah, you obviously so you compress the steam would expand and cause pressure, and if you cause pressure, making and causing a pressure when there's a vacuum around isn't exactly problematic. So yeah, that would sort of work. It would just be it would still be weird as anything though. Have I got any of these left? No. Make some more. Do 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 do. We started playing Industrial Revolution. So the Monday stream now is Industrial Revolution. So yeah, do come along for that if you want to see me and some friends actually, because it's a multiplayer one, beating our heads against that mod pack. It's been good fun so far, but we've been doing incredible amounts of handcrafting. It's a bit ridiculous, but yeah, it's been good fun so far. I recommend coming along for that one if you're remotely interested. We're still very much in the copper era, which is barely beyond Stone Age, but I'm sure we'll progress gradually. No, let's just do that like that. There we go. Oh, and immediately a train turns up to take away all these memory cards I've just been making. Excellent. I love it when a plan comes together. And here's some more memory cards to keep it going. I should probably set some things in here. Actually, I've got a bajillion pickup stations already. So if I can find its combinator. I've not even put combinators in on these stations because I'm just being really, really lazy. Um, yeah, Industrial Revolution is a bit funny. Nobody's actually tested in inverted commas the licensing conditions on it because it was just the guy going off and having throwing a bit of a wobbly. However, even with the most conservative reading of his um, sorry of his conditions, if you're not actually making any money from the streaming, then it's perfectly legitimate to stream it. So I'm absolutely fine. No, I don't want to request at all. So yeah, so because I'm not making any money, it's okay. If I was doing it for a financial gain, then yeah, perhaps. But at the moment, that's not an issue for this channel. I've got like 200 supporters, and 200 subscribers, and YouTube won't let you monetize until you have at least 1,000 anyway. So I've got quite a long way to go. I am literally just doing this for the fun of it. Um, Also, yeah, he threw some sort of um, big hissy fit. Oh, I was going to go and make material science packs about it with Industrial Revolution 1 and actually pulled it off the mods page. And then later on, he released into all these. I assume it was the same guy. Released Industrial Revolution 2. Um, I believe with the same restrictions, but it is technically a different mod. So who knows? But yeah, I think because there's no financial incentive for this, it's probably okay. Yeah, I suppose that's true. The chances of me getting any super chats seem fairly small, but I mean, don't let me discourage you. Let's dump some of this rubbish. At some point, I'm going to have to go through all of these all of my logistics network here on the space station and pull out stuff that I actually vaguely want to hang on to. Don't bring me those back. Oh, they're not going to. That's all right. But at the moment, I'm just dumping enormous amounts of junk into the logistics network, which is possibly silly, but I need to get rid of it somehow. Oh, except at least I would if if the things didn't keep filling up. Okay, that's a bit more inventory space. I think I can probably work with that. What do I need? Oh yes, I needed more space scaffold. Right, run away again. So, material science packs. I think there might be a second recipe for these. So before I start building anything, let's have a look at these. Oh no, there is only one. There can be only one. This is some sort of Highlander pack. Right, I thought there was another one that used one of the exotic materials to make them slightly more efficiently, but apparently that's not the case. You do need to just use all of this stuff. Okay, so iron, copper, plastic, and stone. That's fairly straightforward. So this is going to be 2 LTN stations, and I'm going to remember to. Oh, I haven't put radar over there, so I can't copy paste it. Right, yes, this again. So this is going to be on the other side, so that's going to be correct. So I want about that much of it, and I want to, as Tristan said, I want to get rid of that. Oh no, you said the. Actually, no, I've missed a bit. I need the station as well. So I don't want this. You said you reckon getting rid of the light because it. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. It probably disconnects the cable. Okay, let's give that a shot. I don't want that either. Oh, and I wanted to. Is that how I keep losing blueprints? Because if you if you press Q when you're holding a blueprint, it doesn't put it in your inventory anymore. I don't want half of these. Let's get rid of them. And I can always make them again if I need them. What are you? Didn't I just delete that one? Maybe it's no, I can make that one again. Let's just make that one again. What are you? Oh, no, I'll keep that one. That's an upgrade planner. Right. Let's put down that radar, which is why I came over here and started monkeying around with these things. Is there a good place to put it? Short answer, no. Long answer, no. I'll do. Long answer, actually, yes. Right, take 3. Yeah, that. Get rid of this bit. Get rid of that. Get rid of them. Create a blueprint. And let's put it in my inventory this time so I don't accidentally lose it again. Because I'm now going to flit over this way. Eventually. And fallout control. Right. So we want to put this in somewhere around here. Now I need to make sure I've got enough room for the railway to come out. So I'll put it here, I think. I think that's probably safe. I didn't tick the keep tiles this time. Right, take how many? What am I on now? I've forgotten. Keep the tiles, lose the rail, lose the light bulb, lose the chest, make it so. Rotate it, put it in there. Squeege that in, signal it, press the right buttons occasionally. I'll pick up these rocks while I'm at it because they're kind of ugly and in the way. And let's try and put that in place now. There we go. And yes, you're quite right. It hasn't linked those two up. It hasn't linked the light bulb up. But it has put the full station down. Neat. So that's the sort of the best of both worlds. Excellent. We want power over here like that. Don't need that one then. Okay, so for this, what was I saying I needed for material science? It was stone, plastic, copper, and iron. So I'm halfway there already. I just need to change these over to plastic. That's nice and easy. And then set these to nothing. And I suppose that means I can pull up all of their belts. Let's just pull up the belts where they cross over, because that's going to confuse me otherwise. And you know what? Because of what this is, I'm going to do that, and, well, I'm not going to do the other one in quite the same place, because it won't fit, but I can put that there, and I can link these into a... So there we go. Now we've got the two belts coming out of there, and everything should be hunky-dory. So you're not to get any of them or any of them or any of them, but you are to order plastic. So again, minus 200. And I suppose actually there's no reason not to wire that up now. I've got the things I actually want. So let's get that linked in, and it'll start pulling in the ingredients I need. I do need to do this though. No, shouldn't have been that much demand on trains. Are all my trains doing something dumb like being in manual mode because I forgot about them yet? Well, that one isn't, but what was that picking up? Why has it got? Oh, right. Okay, it's got red circuits to go there. That's acceptable. All my trains are busy, it seems. Okay, because I've started making doohickeys, memory cards again. So that's putting a demand on for red circuits and copper. Okay, that's all right then. I'm probably going to need more trains in that case, but at least for now it should be okay. How wide is that? That's 5. So let's see. To have a row of assembly machines, you need something that's 3 for the machines, and then 2 on each side, so 7. So I'll make a thing that's this wide. And I can run it miles out here like this. That isn't what I meant to do. Pick up this rock, and then this comes along here. This comes along here. And one narrow because I forgot that I was going to have 2 input belts. Then we get out the old assembly machines. Let's leave a little bit of a gap in case I've made a mistake. And then an output belt, like that. And I don't think this produces any scrap or anything, does it? Let me check the recipe again. No, it's just those 4 inputs and the 1 output. Excellent. So I put that there and there. There, and long handy, there. And make the material packs, which is those things. I have a feeling I'm going to get through a lot of these, especially if the energy science is going to start using them as well. So let's put down many of the machines that make them. Is that right? Yeah, I think it is. Okay, I think that'll do. Power it up. Goodness sake. I was going to remove this pylon, but then it occurred to me that I really, really need it for this data link going across there. So I'm not going to do that. Where are my trains? Oh, this has not worked. Why has this not worked? Is it the unloading? Well, no, it's just sat there. Oh, I have suspicions. I reckon what's probably happened is the unloading is so slow that it's taken that the train has timed out and gone off to get more. That's a pain. This whole thing is a pain. Pylon there and there. I don't know if that's going to unload quickly enough. Let's give it a hand. Right, and for the safety sake, I'm going to need the same for this one. And then I'm going to need... So this will unload onto... Actually, this is going to work. I can put that there. It's going to unload onto the same side of the belt. That's extremely handy. And lucky. 2, 3, 4, 6. I kind of need to get the cryonite or the... I need to not do cryonite here, but there isn't room on this side. There's only 2 squares available here. I guess I can make this go underground. Yeah, I'm going to have to. And then do it here. Get cryonite out along here. And then move it round. I've used small trains and station. Well, I've used small trains because I don't think I actually need that much stuff for space exploration, because a lot of it is relatively low throughput. Possibly in hindsight, I should have used multiple stations for a lot of these things. That might have been a bit better, but I haven't, and it's a bit too late to change now. So yeah, that's the original reasoning was that I don't expect to need particularly enormous quantities of the stuff that's coming in. And then so because of that, I think, and it felt sort of quite neat to have all the trains unloading into the same place. And I'm still optimistic that once things get to a kind of a steady state position, there isn't going to be a problem with the trains. I just haven't really been able to get it to that steady state position yet, because it is difficult. Okay, so let's finish off wiring this up. Let's get rid. Yeah, that looks slightly better. So I can now take, get rid of that, and try and empty this one into these chests, like that. And like that. So now, ideally, I want to put another one of these at the top here, but that's obviously not practical. So what I'm going to do is this. There we go. And then I'm going to put that there, like that. No, like that. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. I can do that, and that, and that. Why have you stopped there, train? Oh, because that track's not finished. There we go. Problem solved. I like it when they're when a problem is easy to fix. And you do that, and you do that. That's not going to work. It nearly worked. All of this part was fine, and then just down here it's not so good. Yeah, because I was going to put it on the far side, it's going to get stuck on there, and it's not going to go in. I can't see a way to make that work. Oh, actually, what if I do this, actually? Then I need to go that way. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty much maxed out. Can't put that there. Can put that there. Oh, can't put that there because of the pipe. That's why I wasn't going to. I've made myself sad again. Oh dear. You know, someday I'll design something and build it without it being a complete and utter screw up that I need to go in and fix a dozen times over. I mean, yeah, you can feel free to citation need me on that one. Right, I could. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, setting train limits to 1 is actually good. That's a good idea. I like that, because that'll mean, yeah, you should never get. Actually, I don't know if LTN respect the train limits thing. It's certainly worth considering and trying, though. I don't want to do it now, actually, because I've already... Next time I put one down, I'll try and remember to set it and see what happens. Okay, so there's stone unloading happily. Once that finishes, we'll get the copper coming in, and that'll be everything. So let's start putting in the... In fact, if I put that signal there instead, then I can bring this out here. Let's keep them parallel, even though I don't need to for this particular one. He says, turning his head and squinting at the screen, trying to work out what parallel means. And gets it wrong anyway. There we go. Oh, LTN combinator, right, gotcha. Yeah, that makes more sense. Why are you going so... Oh, bloody hell. Have I got anything it can burn? Yes, have some rocket fuel. I obviously need to put in a fueling up point for that train because it's not an LTN one. I forgot. Obviously completely forgot about that. Unfortunately, the recycling area I don't think makes any actual fuel because when you recycle stuff, one of the few things you don't get out of it is coal. Helpfully. Oh well. Alright, I need another one of these. With tiles, create blueprint, rotate it, put it in here. Bork. But not that bit. Yeah, I started off with a bus-based space station. As you can see here, it got a bit much, to be honest. So I thought I wanted to go over to using trains and setting up mini buses for each individual science area and each individual anything else area as well. And yes, I'm going to call them mini buses, and no, you can't stop me. There and there. And then put that back in again, like that. Except for that bit. Which get rid of that. Oh yeah, let's lay that track down before it goes wrong. And pick this up again because I don't need it. Oh yeah, definitely. And there is no wrong way to play Factorio unless you're not enjoying yourself, as somebody probably fairly cheesily said. There are a million different ways to set up an outpost, set up a station, set up an entire factory, and that's part of the fun of the game. Land. There we go. I mean, I might argue that some of the things I've been doing are a bit wrong, but it's only because I've implemented them badly. Okay, you guys are all supposed to be dealing with them. This is a pickup station, so I didn't need to remove the combinator because they're all the same. I am going to need power down here, though, so let's get rid of all this spare up here. And put in a big pylon and another big pylon. Oh, it can reach. Awesome. There we go. Yeah, that's sort of what I'm going for, Andrew, with the setup here. My intention is to put energy science coming out here, and then maybe astronometric here, materials here, and bio here, and then have another spur off somewhere that does the actual research itself. So yes, I'm thinking more or less along those lines of having the one wing per science, as you say. Let's rename that while I think of it. And what's this? This is the they're quite wordy, but never mind. What have I got the restriction set to on there? 2,000. Now we're probably not going to get to 2,000 of these things because they're massive. As you can see by how quickly this is filling up. This is going to get to what? That's 100, 400, 900, 18. Oh, we are going to get to 2,000, but only just. So we actually probably want to set that to 200 because it's 10 times the size of most other things. And 40 stacks. Oh no, 40 stacks would be 400. So let's set that to 500. So now we'll probably get a train summoned because I think we've probably got up to 800 of those now. And I think yes, that is a thing I set up a demand for. So if we have any trains free, which we don't, only a fluids one, because all the rest of them are still beetling around being busy. It's the trying to churn out enough memory cards to keep everything satisfied. That's the problem here. Maybe the memory cards specifically should have had their own input. Although that said, actually, as I've learned, memory cards are a slightly weird thing in that you end up building loads and loads of them at the start to sort of get your factory up and ready. You're quite right. I should use stack size limits. I've been doing that somewhere, but just apparently not quite everywhere enough. Yeah. So if I could come in here and collect all of these memory cards up. There aren't that many of them here though, to be honest. Oh, the bots have caught me. So I could just gather all of these up and then reuse them. The thing is, I've got an enormous number of memory cards tied up in all of this science up here. I mean, each of these things is several memory cards, so there's an enormous number tied up in here. And if I could pull all of these out and turn them back into memory cards, then suddenly I'd have thousands, probably literally. This machine has made 64,000 memory cards. That's crazy. So yeah, you do generate enormous quantities of them, but then on the flip side, I also have, if I start stealing them from here, then that machine's just going to start making them again. I'm going to steal some anyway, just to give it a bit of a start. I suppose I don't know why I'm doing this. I probably shouldn't actually, come to think of it. It's just another thing to put load on the on that side of the base, and I'm trying to sort of deprioritize something. That's all 3 trains are tied up waiting to trying to unload here. That's a bit ridiculous. Although that said, these chests are I move so slowly because I don't have any exoskeletons. So I've just used up all the space for jetpacks instead. So I move sufficiently so slowly that I can get caught on these belts very, very easily. It's kind of frustrating. I'm just going to speed this up a bit because I'm impatient. Hang on, why's that been? Oh, I've not wired these up. That's why they're summoning so many bloody trains. No, I have wired them up, haven't I? No, clearly not. I must have cut one of the cables when I was faffing around with it earlier. Like that. There we go. So now, let's check it. No, that was wrong. Now we have suitably large numbers of things. No, we don't. Still not right. I could have sworn I can see a cable running. I can see. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what was going on there, but they do all seem to be connected now. So that's, yeah, spectacularly positive of everything except this one. So this train is going to. Oh, no, that's a stone train. That's all right. That's going somewhere else. Let's help this one out. No, that's not what I meant to do. No, do the right thing. There. And okay. We're going to have a couple of trains full of this nonsense wibbling around. It seemed to be worse than that because it wasn't just the top these ones. There seemed to be some more problems further down because when I ran down connecting everything up, it was going ba-jung, 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 ba-jung. So there must have been some others that were disconnected. However, I am reasonably happy with those numbers. Yeah. 8, 9.1. Yes, these all seem to be suitable numbers now that suggest there is more than more than one of everything, more than one box of each connected. Yeah, so I'm kind of happy. Ugh. But there is this problem here with this train that has an obscene number of these things that it can't get rid of. I think I'm just going to have to put another box down and do that. And that. Okay. At some point, things will be sensible enough that I can go around and tidy all these things up. I know I've said that before, and it might have been true then as well. I honestly don't know. Right, there we go. So there's a train filling up with material science boxes. Here's oh, what's going on? Kothar should not be. Oh, Kothar's under attack because it doesn't have any power. Yeah, I'm going to go off and deal with that between streams. That's the one that ran out where the Kovarex facility broke due to me not making it properly. Yes, I do a little bit. I've got a couple of pins set up on Norvis, but none up here yet. So it's something that I'm aware of. I've learned about and I'm starting to use, but I'm not really using it to its full potential yet because it just hasn't been a thing that I've been aware of for long enough. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Kothar, the power has gone down because I screwed up the Kovarex system when I was building it. And so it's just not working. Ooh, now it should start working. So it's not working, so it ran out of power. Nothing's working on there, including the meteorite defenses, so everything's just getting pummeled by meteorites. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So I could use... Yeah, all right. So I could use this to go straight to Norvis to a specific area. That's quite a good idea. Yeah, I'll have to try and remember that next time I'm grumbling at trying to find things with a navigation satellite, which probably won't be very long. It happens reasonably frequently. Okay, how are we doing here? What are you waiting for? You're waiting... Why are you waiting for... Oh. Let's get that. Okay, so you're waiting for coolant now, which should be being made. Should. Yeah, there's... Oh, this is a really slow process. Okay, I'm doing one of the efficient cooling recipes. That's why it's taking so long. They're not hotkeys so much as pins. They're so when you go to the navigation satellite, you can click on the pins button and then click on somewhere you've previously set. Oh, hotkeys. Ah, right. I wasn't aware of the hotkeys at all. Actually, that's a really good idea. I'll see how it goes. Oh, okay. Control Shift saving. That's interesting. I don't know. I'll have to play around with that sometime. Anyway, as I was saying, there are a number of different recipes you can use to turn warm thermofluid into cold thermofluid, and they have various different efficiencies. So this one is really, really slow, but you only lose 1 in 500, so a fifth of a percent of each thermofluid that goes through it. So for that reason, I think it's probably a sensible one to use. These ones, these are a bit faster, but then they do only produce 5 each time they run. So yeah, but it's okay. That's probably enough. So how are we doing up here? Is it waiting for another step down the cooling ladder? Or have I messed up the pipe work? Looks like I might have messed up the pipe work. Oh no, it's just getting slurped up by the second chiller so quickly that it's not having a chance to get out into the rest of the system. So once this pipe fills up, it'll all be okay. In fact, let's put in another one of these. I think I need to put it right out here, because if you connect up inputs in the wrong way, then it understandably has a bit... If I connect those two up, something is going to be sad, and I don't want it to be sad, so I'm not going to do that. If I run this out like this, then I can... Presumably, then I can do this. Yes. And I can run this along here as well. That's presumably why it ran all the way along like this, because, why there were pipes and things going along here. Okay, that makes sense. In fact, let's put in a second one. Even though this is going to completely disrupt what I was just trying to do, I think it's probably worthwhile anyway. And then we can get a second one running. Why is that out there? That's probably a historical reason. I'll do. In fact, that's probably better. At least it would be if the cable's reached. Yeah, that works. And now I can copy and paste that as necessary. I don't need that or that. But I do need that and that and that and that. There we go. That looks copy pastable now, I think. Okay, now now we're starting to get some cold thermofluid as well because we've filled up on the super chill. And now, hey, my first, and they're not even science packs. They're just data that can be soon eventually turned into science packs. And also get a load of the completely different resolutions of the different sprites. Okay, that feels like some satisfactory progress. I'm glad it's taken me what I started at 7:30. It's taken me 2.5 hours to do that to make these 2 memory cards here. Oh, that's tragic. And I haven't got a disposal system for my scrap yet, so that's going to need to be added in. Clearly, there's just going to be yet another bit of bus over here somewhere that goes up to another station up here that takes the scrap away. Because I can't see how else I'm going to do this. Okay. Okay. Right. So that at least is going to work for a little while now. Now, what was the next one? The next one was radiation data. Now, this one's going to be a bit tricksy because I don't actually have any. I don't actually have uranium-235 being brought up by rocket yet. So I'm not actually going to be able to build quite the facility I would like to. Oh no, sorry, rephrase that. I'm not going to be able to. Which one is it? Oh, it must be that one. I'm not going to be able to build up actually any of the data, but I can put in radiation facility and hook up everything to it as if it was going to work. So that's a good start, right? So that's the green radiation facilities, uranium in and blank data in, and sometimes uranium will come back out again. Okay. Let's line it up with this one. Put it in about here. Does it even need cooling? I don't think it does. Radiation data. So we'll output here, straight onto that belt, onto the other side of it. Perfect. Input here. And this needs to be half uranium and half memory cards. Memory cards are easy. They're right here. I've designed this slightly differently from the previous one, but never mind. I think I'm happy with this. And then uranium. Now, uranium is going to come in on one of these things. Here it is, this one. Next to the holmium. So it's going to come across from here. Actually, let's just go straight through with this, like that. Going to be on this belt, coming off there, underneath these, there, and there. And that's going to be my uranium. Now, obviously, there's a slight problem with that at the moment. I don't care which way around that is. A slight problem with that at the moment in that there isn't any uranium up here in space, but, you know, we can deal with that when we later. That's now done. That was easy. Now let's have a quick look. This takes crafting speed 1. What's it say? 10-second crafting time. Is that in this particular machine? It says crafting speed 1, so yes, probably. And this one is crafting 8 seconds. Okay, so those two are kind of balanced. They take about 10 seconds. There's a 20% difference. That's a fairly significant difference, but it's not too bad. They'll run at a reasonably similar speed. At some point, I'll put in more of this. I'll just copy and paste this outwards and up the speed of it. But for now, I'm just going to build one. And the reason I'm building the reason I'm building like this off the bus the way I do is so I can just expand this out as far as necessary for whatever I need. And with 8 to 10 second build times, it's not like the throughput of the belts is going to be a problem for this. Okay, I remember why I had the this with a bit of a bigger gap. because I'm going to have lots of other science packs flowing along here eventually. Not that it actually matters at this stage because there's nothing else here, but you know. Oh, thank you. Yes, you're quite right. I do need to recycle the uranium. Put let's see if I do that. Have the uranium coming out. Yep, that's right. It's going to be on the top side, it's going to be on this side, it's going to be on the wrong side, so it comes down here. But if I do that, then that'll get it correct. And input priority left, and so it uses the recycled uranium by preference. And actually, technically, because it's a 50-50 as to whether it recycles the uranium or not, whether the uranium gets spat out again or not, I don't actually need to prioritize it because it would alternate which side it takes it from. But I'd rather have the extra safety net in there anyway, just in case. Thank you for pointing that out. I had totally forgotten and would have felt really, really silly later. Okay, what's next? Next up is polarization data, which takes in mirrors and probably some other stuff as well. Let's check it out. Polarization data. It's just mirrors and thermofluid and data cards, of course. Spits out junk data cards and scrap, so it's going to be a little bit more complicated. Okay. I had forgotten we get these sort of stages. We'll be spitting out the junk data cards as well. So that's going to be another thing I'm going to need to train back to over here, where we're going to be reformatting the junk data cards. I don't actually have a station set up to drop them off it yet. That's going to be something I'm going to need to do relatively soon. But well, I'll just have another train. No, actually, no, that can be LTN. That'll be fine. The other thing that's just reminded me, I do need some way of refueling this train because I've got vulcanite down here. I could turn vulcanite into rocket fuel, I suppose. That only takes one machine, doesn't it? I don't want liquid rocket fuel, I want solid rocket fuel. And you can make that straight out of vulcanite. Yeah, that might do. It's a rather extravagant way to fuel this train, especially when all the other trains up here are running off coal. But it saves me having to bring yet another thing into this area. And because this isn't an LTN train, because I don't know why it's not, to be honest. It probably should be an LTN train with 4 stations, or separate stations or something, but it isn't. So yeah. Oh, you can burn vulcanite directly. Okay, in that case, that makes it even easier. Let's do that. I'm just going to put that on the to-do list for now. It's just things to do in the space station. I want to fuel a recycling train. I don't care about trains, about speed, sorry, because all the other trains are running off coal because that was available. It's not a problem. Okay. I think the amount it's going to get through, I'm probably not too bothered about the exact costs of it. Naming stuff needs to be done. Shipping resources by rocket. I've realised I need to add in another one here. I need to add a U2235. That's going to be relatively easy because I can do it just from Norvis, but it is another thing that I need to get set up and launching. Okay, that'll do for now. Okay, so polarization data is done in a laser facility. That's not a laser facility. That's a laser facility. Let's make sure I get it within a nice, neat pylon range, because that just keeps things tidy. If I put that there, yeah, that works. And so I'm going to need coolant. Which one is it? Polarization data. I need the -100 again. Okay, that's not too bad. That's this one. This one, that is. It comes in from here. So put that there. And then try and line all of this nonsense up. And then we're going to have the warm stuff coming out. That one. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to fit another 15er in there, am I? No, not at all. So this is going to have to all be just normal pipe. I could use underground for that. In fact, I'm going to have to stop these interfering with each other. But underground space pipe is quite expensive compared to normal space pipe, so I try to avoid it if I can. Why is there none in there? Is it just because we've used it? Why is there none in there? Is it just these are so slow? It is. I need a lot more of these things. Okay. I mean, they're slow because I'm running them at the efficient speed rather than the sort of the fast speed. So it's a deliberate choice, as it were, for them to be running slowly. But it does mean I need to have a lot more of them. Oops! Don't fall off the world. Bork, bork. And I need a bit more width than that actually because I need to. Oh, I've run out. So I'm going to need to put one of these there and there. And there. Okay, this is still going to be slow, but every time after being slow for a while, it's going to chuck out an enormous quantity of it, so totally worth it. Oh, can these be? Oh, they can be thingied up, moduled up. I'm not using very much of my power from here. I could chuck a load of speed modules in here, I suppose, and beacon them as well. That's a good point. I could do that. I suppose, yeah, I've not been thinking about beacons quite so much in space because you can't use productivity beacons, it feels less useful. I might at that point. What? Oh. Oh. That's awkward. This isn't spitting out room temperature thermofluid. It's spitting out cool. It's taking in cold and spitting out cool. And the only possible reason for that is to make the is to give me a headache when it comes to the infrastructure. And I didn't put in a pipe running the cool stuff because I didn't think I needed it. Oh, rage. Yeah, that's this one. Is being spat out by that machine, so I need another pipe with that one in it. Oh, for goodness sake. Do they not? Oh, okay. I feel less bad about not having been using them then. Oh, I need more. Need more scaffold. Okay. In that case, I'll just have to. Yeah, it'll obviously just have to wait until I got the better beacons. Then, in that case, restock time. Shoop. Still got some belts and pipes coming in, so I'll give them a minute. And done. Right. Where was I before I was so rudely interrupted? Oh yeah, I was grumbling about how there are so many different types, so many different temperatures of thermofluid, and how I never, and how I hadn't had the foresight to pipe all of them up all the way up the base. Right. Let's see. No, like that. Of course, that's not going to work there. It's going to work there, though. Then way up here, I'm going to need this. I think I've got those distances right. However, if that's an output, then I need to come back down here, and I need to tell this, I need to set up a pump in here, which of course I haven't got because there are no pumps in space, I think. What do I need to make a pump? Iron, copper, and steel. Well, fortunately, copper, iron, make me some pumps. This is going to take a little while because there's lots of intermediate ingredients. And this is giving me flashbacks to Industrial Revolution again. It's nothing like as bad. Industrial Revolution is crazy with the amount of sub-components that go into a lot of things. This is nothing compared to that. I'm trying to remember how long it took to make some of the assembly machines by hand with pocket crafting. It was pretty crazy. Pump, 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 pump. So now I can shove that in there, and the way this works now is it doesn't have any power, so it doesn't work at all. But I can now link that up with a cable like that, and I can say I only want you to pump when there is, where is it? It's somewhere funny. It's that. Yeah, that one with the thermometer nearly full when that is less than 10,000. 10,000 I think is a good number. It's half full, so it means there's plenty of room for the. It's less than half full. It's 40% full, so there's plenty of room for other machines to output into it and use it as a buffer. But also, the problem with that is it means these machines can't use it as can't use any of the stuff that's in here that's coming back. I need a one-way valve. I mean, I could put a pump going the other way and have it pumping all the time. But that's stupid. No, that's not going to work. This is tricky because I want this to be able to both act as a sink for machines that are producing the thermofluid at that temperature, and also as a source for anything that needs the fluid at that temperature. So we find as a source like this, but because these also need it, that's a bit tricky. Yeah, that might make sense. Or when this is, yeah, or the other, I could do that, but it's also when this is, if this gets low. I mean, at this point, I'd quite like to turn this 6,300 into super chilled, into cold. So I could, I suppose. What? Okay, I suppose I could lose that. Have true. Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so you go if it's less than 10k, that's okay. You go if it's more than 20k, I guess. Yeah, so they're never going to be running at the same time. So I'm not going to have the two pumps just pumping fluid around in a circle, which, I mean, is not the end of the world, but seems kind of silly. But if this starts to fill up, then it'll pump it out, and hopefully these machines will use it. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, thank you. Good call. Okay, so that should now be, I think. Oh no, it would help. Yeah, I need more than just coolant for this, don't I? I need to actually bring in the ingredients for making the data. So that's mirrors and memory cards. I can't say either of those words apparently. So I can come in there. And oops. And we just copy this more or less. No, don't do that yet. There we go. And then mirrors coming in here. Now where are mirrors coming in? This belt, which comes around here, next to the greens, so this one. Once I'm actually making them in sufficient quantities, which I'm either not or I'm not putting them into a station properly or something. No, it's that I've only made 800 of them because the iridium isn't. The iridium is not on this planet yet. This is running again. It's just it just gets through so much stuff. I think this system will probably work, and if it doesn't, then I'll come back and shout at it later. I'm happy to give it the benefit of the doubt for now. Okay, so that then goes on a little bit further, and then we come back there, and we have an inserter and an exserter. And these ones are running onto, well, that belt goes to there, so these ones are going onto, oh, shouldn't have done that. Oh, actually, that's fine. There's nothing there yet, it doesn't matter, I can do, what? That? Yes, no, that. There we go, that was harder than it should have been. Okay, good. So that's polarization data, which was easier than expected, even though it's not actually working yet. But you know, it's I can pretend it's all set up as it should be. The next one is a little bit trickier, unfortunately, or fortunately, because it's all been quite easy so far. Although I haven't got rid of the scrap from the one down here yet. But you know, the what I've done has been quite easy so far. So the next one is the EM field data, and this requires an ion stream. So this is going to be a little bit more challenging. So we just takes ion stream and cold thermofluid. Oh, this produces junk data. This produces junk data cards. I need to sort them out. Ion stream that need from a plasma stream, which is made from not from plasma canister, from made some stone and chem gel. Okay. That's not too bad. It just requires three rows of machines. So we start off with a plasma generator. Have I got one of them? I think I did. I think I grabbed one of them. Yes, I did. That's unusually forward thinking. This is a big one. So we need to have a plasma generator feeding I've forgotten what that goes into. A particle accelerator. Oh yes, which I appear not to have any of. Oh, are they the ones that require laser turrets? I think they might be. So that goes into a particle accelerator, which is massive. And then that makes the ion stream, and then an EM electromagnetic facility, which I do have several of. Now, there's probably going to be extra components needed in this, so I'm probably going to need to leave a bit more space than that. But let's check this. So let's check this out. The plasma stream needs stone on it as an input and chemical gel. That's not too bad. And produces the plasma stream as a fluid, as far as I remember. So it goes down pipes anyway. Then we have the plasma stream. Oh, it also needs copper to be turned into an ion stream. And then we need blank data cards being fed in. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this up a chunk. So we're going to have a belt coming in here. That's going to bring in the copper for this machine. Then we're going to have a belt. What's the best way to do this? I can go underneath. That's true. I could put the ion and the plasma streams onto the bus here. I'm gonna. Are there any other? I can't see. It's got too dark in here because I've been playing for so long. One moment while I turn the light on. There we go. Right. Now I can actually read my notes. So I don't think there's anything else that require. Oh no, we do. We need a plasma stream, and we need a plasma stream to turn into a proton stream for the subatomic science, and into an ion stream for the atomic science. So yeah, you're quite right. It might be worth pulling those out. This design doesn't preclude that. I can get them out from here as well, but that makes sense, having it in a sort of central place to produce them from. Yeah, good idea. So let's pull this out as well and shove it on a fluid bus somewhere. Ditto this one. But nonetheless, it still needs to be made here. So what I'm probably going to do is have another belt here for the inputs for the particle accelerometer, electromagnetics facility, and I'm going to run out of space for that already. No wonder I get through this stuff quite so quickly. And then one of them. And you're going to be making, which one was it? EM field data, wasn't it? Yes, that one. So what I'm going to do here is run a pipe up the middle of this. In fact, so I don't need that. Take the pipe from here, run it along here, and pipe it through there like that, and then use the undergrounds like this. I think that's probably the best way to do this. Okay, good, I have left room. So this one's going to be copper, an input of copper. This one's going to be an input of memory cards. And then this is good. Oh. This also needs coolant. I'd forgotten that would be a thing. Actually, that's not so bad. If I bring the coolant in here, like that, and then run it up the side of here, and I can take the warm stuff out from here in the normal way, and then unload the actual science here, and the junk science as well, but, you know, that's a good start. Oh, chat's been talking. Let's see what you guys are saying. Logic on thermal fluid. So make sure there's 100. Right. So yeah, I suppose that makes sense. I think you might as well fill up fill up as much as you possibly can. In fact, I should probably have a tank in for the ultra cold. And for I should have a tank for each level of it actually. But you might as well make as much of the absolute coldest one as you can and fill the tanks up and not worry about limiting that at all, because you're never going to have anything spit out the ultra cold one, as far as I'm aware. I mean, I think it's a coolant. It's not a you're not there's never anything where that works the other way around. I hope. I expect. And at that point, you then. Yeah, I suppose at that point you then need this sort of thing for all of the intermediate levels, just in case you have something that takes in minus 273 and spits out minus 100. So yeah, if you had this system at every level with exactly the same numbers, I think my gut feeling is it would probably work, but I haven't thought it through particularly carefully. I'm also not sure I've spaced them out enough for that to work very well. Oh well, I'll probably put in some extra tanks down here later, and we'll see how it goes, and if I end up having problems, hopefully will be all right. Okay, how am I doing here? So yes, let's start thinking about some of these inputs now. So you need, yes, you're making that. So you need stone and chemical gel. Stone, stone. Yeah, I was expecting everything to spit out room temperature, the 25 degrees C one, which is why I was rather surprised when I saw something producing the the cool one. Um, but yeah, oh, oh no, that's all that needs. And then the chemical gel. I have a station that's dropping chemical gel, but I haven't put it on the bus because again, Muppet. One, two. Oh yeah, that's the extra one I've had to put in one. But I could. No, everything's gonna have to go under that. I'm starting to wonder if I might put the. I'm tempted to put the chemical gel station further up just to make plumbing it in easier. Oh dear. How is chemical gel production going? Is that actually working now? No. Why is that not working? Why are you a sad? Why are you a sad? There's no cosmic water there? Why is there no... I can't do this from this mode. Right. Let's see. There's no cosmic water there, which is odd, but presumably this isn't built making any, because it's not got any lube, because it's not got any heavy oil, because it's not got any... There's no heavy oil. No, that's wrong. It's not because there's no heavy oil, and there's no heavy oil, presumably because these tanks are full. Yes, we're full of petroleum gas. That's a pain. Um, why am I apparently not using any petroleum gas when it's normally the one that gets used most? Oh, blimey neck. And this is presumably the any light oil that's around has been used to be turned into rocket fuel up here. I guess I could do something like that with petroleum gas. I could make it into solid fuel and power my trains off it. That's annoying. I'm not going to have room bot coverage to do that, am I? Am I? Oh, yes, I am. Yes, it is linked. If there are any tanks around, which there aren't. Okay, that's not going to help. I'm going to have to try and find something that will use up some of this petroleum gas, or just go over there and shove another tank in. In fact, I don't know. I'll leave it for now. While I carry on thinking about this. So this is the plasma stage. This one wants to be copper coming in there, which is this belt. This is huge already. I mean, I started rebuilding it like this with the what do you call it? The separate areas for the separate sciences, because I was aware that the my bus for all of the sciencey stuff was getting rather big, and I was worried it was going to become unmanageable. It already is. The oil isn't transportable by train at the moment, but there's no reason it can't be relatively soon. I mean, there's no fundamental reason why it can't be transported by train, so I can add that in without any real difficulties. I hadn't realised that that sciences. Oh, actually, no, I had realised that some of the sciences required oils because I am using them down. Yeah, I've got the light oil coming down here and being used directly for whatever this is. Oh, this is for astronometric. Okay, I hadn't realised it was used quite that soon. Is that the only oil I'm passing down here? Yes, I think it is. So if later ones use it as well, then I'll just train it around. That's not going to be too difficult to do, I don't think. What was I saying? Okay, so that's copper, which is all that's needed by this machine, apart from the input of plasma. I think. Let me check that before, because I'm. Plasma stream and copper. Yeah, okay. And then this one needs the ion stream, which I've got. It needs blank data cards, which because of course it does. Can I drag some? No, no, I can't do that. And then it needs one of the coolants. It needs the cold, minus 100, which I think is this one. Yes. No. No, it's the one I added in extra. This one. Pretty sure. Yeah, minus 100. Okay. Comes all the way up here like this. Another one? No. What? No, don't go there. Go there, and there, and there, and there. Fail. There. And run that up to there. And then that. There we go, that's all of that. And then this is the room temperature one coming back out again, which is, let's check. Yes, definitely warm. Which is this one. Maybe I should have made some of the medium underground pipes rather than just the really long one. That might have been sensible. That doesn't seem to have filled up. Well, maybe it has. There isn't any of it. Okay. Have I run out of? Have I used up so much thermofluid filling these pipes that these tanks have emptied? I have. Crikey. Okay. Well, never mind. We don't actually need any of the warm stuff. I'll just have to make sure that we're able to bring some more of it in later. Right. I'm pretty sure I forgot something here. Yes, I did. So there's a lot of junk coming out of this one. So we have that. You're supposed to be producing. What is this even called? Polarization data. Which is, actually I don't know why I bothered asking, it's the one with a wiggly line on it, and it goes out of that side. Then we have another one here, because we're producing both junk data cards and scrap. So we now have 3 types of rubbish coming out. That's, because we have the contaminated scrap down somewhere a bit further south. Can I say south when I'm in space? Probably. We have the dodgy memory cards and the my train of thought has just derailed itself completely. we have the dodgy memory cards and vanilla scrap coming out here. So we're just going to need to set up massive quantities of extra. Oops. Oh yeah, that's the extra one, isn't it? I'm just going to have to do that. No wait, what? Yeah, that is the extra one. Okay. Myokin I don't care about. That's an abandoned planet now at this point. Okay, so over here we're going to need a massive supply of waste belts, and I think, frustratingly, I didn't leave enough space here. I was sort of thinking this is probably going to be enough, I expect, and then it just isn't. So I'm going to need to bring in. I'm going to need to have more waste belts over here. And there was something else I was going to bring up. Oh, it was one of the liquids, wasn't it? So I think, fortunately, I can just move this railway out a bit further. That's not going to be too difficult. It's just going to look a bit bad. So again, we need to do the same with that one. Oh, there's a pipe in the way. Oh. Nothing's ever easy. So much spaghetti. Go from there, and everything else will just have to go under it. And yeah, there will be something there. And there'll be something there. Right. Okay, that's about right for getting rid of that stuff. And I should probably, while I'm at it, I might as well put in the rest of this one. I'm going to wind this up here, I think, like that. I've run out of scaffolding again. And then pass it under here. And it'll come up here with all the rest, and then we'll have 3 lanes of rubbish going up this way, and then we'll put in a station to take it all away. Right, okay. It is now 10:30. I'm going to call that. I think that's time to end. So I've been because I've been going for about 3 hours now. Seems like a perfect time, really, doesn't it? This wing is just for energy. Is currently only for energy 2 because that's as far as I've planned. I would like to put energy 3 and maybe energy 4 in here later. If that means I then have to put in another station for dropping more stuff off and so on and so on, so be it. I've not even looked at the recipe for energy 4 yet because, well, looking at energy 3 made my head. Sorry, energy 2 made my head hurt enough. So I've not looked at them. I've not looked at 3 or 4. I'm just going to get this. I'm going to get this one done with the intention of then being able to just expand further and further this way as necessary, and hopefully be able to make all of the bits I need for that, and also to be able to extend this railway line up that way as well, and have more drop-off stations if I discover there's more raw ingredients that I need, and potentially have use whatever of these packs that I need as well. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, this wing is eventually going to be for energy 3 and hopefully energy 4. We shall see. Similarly, each of these will be for 1 to 4 of each of their types, each of the science types. So yeah, I mean, we know that energy can't be spelt. It's a difficult word. Energy 3. Well, I can pull in holmium and turn it into solenoids. I expect. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Oh, it's going to be the comprehensive energy catalog. This stuff. I mean, yeah. As I say, I'll build another station to bring in the cryonite and holmium because I don't think I've got it here yet. I can't remember. Proton streams. I am going to be making these here already, so I'm going to have those on hand already. Entanglement ion stream. That's easy enough. Lepton data. Particle stream. I've no idea. These are things that are all going to be around in general. So yeah, I think all of this is going to be manageable on this wing. I just might need to put in extra stations for dropping off any extra exotic and weird stuff that the game comes up with for me. So yes, hopefully it will also be energy 3. If I've missed anything, I don't know whether I want to know. It might... That's quite entertaining. On top of this pipe, underneath that, on top, underneath, on top, underneath. I shouldn't take the piss out of the graphics. Maybe that's something he'll be able to fix when he starts actually working for them. Okay, so thank you for joining me. I think it's been quite a productive stream. There's been a lot of banging my head against brick walls, but I feel like I haven't actually done that much because I've only produced this little bit, these sort of 5.5 machines going up here. That is basically what I've done. But there's been a certain amount of yak shaving to get the things together necessary to get all of that up and working. So, and I suppose I've got some cooling agents and things in down there. So there've been a few other things where I've gone in and beaten my head against various brick walls to get them to work. So it's not. I've not got quite as far as I was hoping to in this stream, but I think it's a reasonable level of progress. Before the next stream, I hope to have headed off to Kothar and done some repairs, shall we say. This is the Covarex system I was talking about that I just I screwed up. Don't look at it; it's embarrassing. So I'll go in and fix that up and get it actually working properly, and that'll mean I'll get power back to everything down here. I can repair the handful of things that have been damaged by meteorite strikes. I think one must have gone in up. Yeah, one's gone in up here. So I'll make sure I've got all the things I need to repair and bring all of this back online again and get it working properly. I'll then also expand the iridium processing, which is currently this thing, but I'm just gonna make a big copy of what I've made on Henkasesui and do exactly the same again, but with a different ore and with an extra input as well, because this needs both vulcanite and cryonite because it's greedy. So that should be relatively and finish this off, and so I shouldn't get hit by meteorites again. So that's my big thing that I need to do before the next stream in order to get iridite to the space up to the space station. Um, I'd also like to get the uranium-235 flowing to the space station. You don't need that in quite such a large quantity, though, so it is being delivered by delivery cannon at the moment, I think. So I probably could just cart a bit of it over by hand and just get the system working. Vitamelange I'm going to ignore for now until I'm ready to do the biological sciences, because I don't think anything else uses it. At least I've not run into anything that uses it, so I'm happy with that. Tier 2 space science, well, that's what I'm working on at the moment. Mass production mirrors is set up mostly, and I'm now working on energy 2, so that's going okay. When I go out to Kothar, as I say, I need to fix the power. I'm more shelf rockets. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do there. Ganymede, I need to send out some more rocket parts to Ganymede because my vulcanite supply has dried up, which is a bit silly. And I'll probably get these little things done. Certainly the renaming all the stations and probably using the vulcanite to fuel. So that's going to keep me busy, I think. The main thing I want to get done is the iridite processing, because that's going to be quite time consuming, just getting everything built up. I'm getting everything loaded into rockets to ship it over here, and then getting everything built up. It's going to take quite a long time to do, I think. So, and it's not going to be particularly exciting, so I want to try and do that off stream. So I'm not making you guys sit through it, because I'll probably end up with nobody watching the stream if I do that. Uh, I think those are basically my main things at the moment, and then, as I say, then it'll be getting back onto carrying on with energy science 1 and 2, because I mean at the moment I've got EM field data, right. This is the final one for energy science 1. So at the moment I'm still repeating what I've already done over on the other side of the over on the other side down here. I've not actually done anything new yet. I've got up to about this point. Here we go. This is where I got to. So I'm putting in these machines at the moment, essentially. Um, so that's it to start, but it's not. It's not. It's definitely not. It's not doing anything new yet. But then I'll have all of these. So I'll be able to then start making the catalog 1, which is there with these ones, and I'll also be able to peel out the EM field data and the polarization data to start making the force field data, which, as far as I can tell, it's the only one so far that requires other field data, at least in the energy sciences. Because I was looking at Energy Science 3, comprehensive energy catalog. So this one doesn't use any other. This just uses normal things, normal ingredients, normal ingredients. So this one looks relatively okay. That was 3, 4. Extended energy catalog. So that again is just taking normal inputs. I say normal inputs. There's things like proton streams and boson streams and so on. That's complicated. But this one takes electromagnetic field data as well. So I'm going to need to have some of it spare for that. That's one I just clicked on. What? There is no way of making star probe data in FNEI. That's very strange. Maybe it's something where you launch a rocket and you get data back from it then, like the ones you use for the rocket science, it's called, isn't it? Let's see if they look the same before chat answers the question for me. No, not rocket control unit, rocket science, that one. You need the satellite telemetry for that. Yeah, and there's nothing that makes that. So perhaps that's another thing that, yeah, you launch. Okay, so yeah, as I was suspecting, it's a sort of another launching satellites thing. Hopefully that'll become clearer nearer the time. But nonetheless, the point is none of the other ones require, except for that one that, as I mentioned, requires the EM field data. Nothing else requires stuff to be fed through. So I could put in. So what I'll probably do is put in the computers here that are going to do the processing of all these 4 data packs in order to make the energy the basic catalogs, and then put them on a then have it. Then I can have an LTN station here to load them. So I don't have an enormous number of science packs just taking up, extending the, filling up the bus with and using up enormous numbers of memory cards, as we've discovered I clearly can't afford. Yes, so I think that's probably a good way to, yeah, that's probably a good way to do it. So I'll put in the computers here to make the first ones, but I will keep this belt going past it as well. Uh, so yeah, I don't see any reason why I won't be able to make energy 3 and energy 4 here as well. I will need some extra inputs, so I'll extend this. But I'm going to extend this line up anyway. So yeah, in the next stream, I'm going to try and carry on with this because I think this is sort of newish, and it's going to become significantly newer, and therefore it's interesting enough to be worth doing on stream. So hopefully you'll come along and join me for that. And then I'll carry on touching on all the things I've been doing in the videos. They'll be sort of summarizing the streams and the and stuff I've been doing off stream as well. And I need to do a bit more of that actually. My buffer of videos is running a bit low, and I want to improve that. Okay, so the next stream, I may try and squeeze one in over the weekend. I've got a fair amount of free time. The weekend it's a long weekend, so I think we're either busy on Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember which. So I'll try and squeeze in fit in another stream on the other one of those days and do a load of playing before then and at other times as well. Anyway, because it's fun, and we'll see how we get on with that. So I've been wrapping it up now for a good 10 minutes. I think I've finally just about run out of things I need to say. So, as ever, thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, yada, yada, yada. The YouTube algorithm, like, subscribe, click the bell. I don't know what else you're supposed to say, but yeah, and I'll keep making the videos. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.